Here love, no marketing, BS, money side price wash, Synth Quiz and news, so sit back, relax, enjoy your favorite crew, Synth Geekery show, Synth Geekery's where it's at, so join the channel and come on for a chat.
Well, hello everybody. It's episode 308. Synth Geekery show is what you're looking at right now. And, well, you're not actually looking at Synth Geekery show, you're looking at me. I do feel sorry for you. Let me get rid of that problem for you. There you go. You're looking at some awesome people now. Hello, how are we? How's everyone? We've got
Good day.
Daren in his hat next to me. We've got Andy on the far right-hand side. Someone made a joke about me saying far right and Andy, so I don't know if he likes being called the far right.
I don't know about that one.
Anyway, and I don't think Ian likes being called under, so he's definitely not under. I mean, I think Chris is probably more like someone who's under because he's down under. How are you, Chris? You good?
Good playing, mate. Good, thanks.
Awesome. This week we've got some interesting products to get through in the news segment. We are short on news, I think, generally speaking, this time of the year. I don't know. I think people go away on summer holidays in the Northern Hemisphere and they forget about us poor people in the Southern Hemisphere who are dying to see something new come out because we're freezing in our studios. Well, actually, our studios are quite warm, to be honest. Anyway, what I might do this week to make things kind of different is I think we'll say hello to the chatties for two reasons. Number one, you guys have been thinning out lately, and I'm just kind of wondering, is it something I said? And if it is, toughen up a bit. Grow a set, and don't run off and get all butt hurt. Be a bit stronger. Have a bit more constitution about yourself. No, please come back. Anyway, hello chatties, and obviously a special mention to our channel members. All this is done tongue-in-cheek, guys, you know that. So we're going to say good day to Kissing the Machine. I think he's almost got in there first, but no, David did. So David gets to wear the yellow jacket this week, and he can pretend he's Tour de France wearing the yellow blazer. Good on you, David. Anyway, we've got some channel members in the Kissing Machine I mentioned, and it's awesome to see you. And I don't know where everyone else is. So, hello to everybody else that's in chat.
Yeah, they're on the beach, I think.
It's summer, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's summer, and but the question I've got for you guys is: do you want me to continue doing the show? Because if there's not enough people watching it, shall I sit down on the couch and watch Netflix instead? Because I could, It's up to you guys. If there's only 22 people watching, what's the point?
I'd give him 2 weeks of that and he'd be back here again.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Threaten him. Anyway, it's actually time for us to do How's Your Week Been? And we're going to start this week. Put your hand up if you want to go first. Look at them all put their hands up. Look at that. It's a bit like this, isn't it? Nobody wants to go first.
I'll go first. That doesn't matter.
Oh, there we go. Andy's going to go first. Yay! How are you, Andy? How's your week?
Mine's short and sweet anyways. There's not a lot of shit going on lately, so mine's super fast. Just working and sleeping and watching some stuff here and there. No time to really make anything lately again, so no hardware jam from me, no EMOM. Is a bunch of stuff going on and I just haven't had any time. But soon, I hope. So happy to be here, though.
That's good. We're happy to have you. That's a great little short, brief. How's your week been? Who can I pick next? Who can I pick on? Well, has actually had a very interesting week, so let's pick on Ian. How's your week been?
Yeah, I'm lucky to know what day it is actually. My week's been absolutely full on. We've seen over 30 shows now this is day 9 that we're here. Some amazing theatre and music and all sorts of stuff. A couple of ropey shows, but one of the best titles has to be The Real Housewives of the Zombie Apocalypse, which was a musical. All of the dialogue was in the song, and it was absolutely hilarious. It was really... Jane wasn't keen to go. We both loved it. It's fantastic. So, yeah, no, it's been a really good week, actually. Jane's already been out to see a show. She's going out again shortly again, and we'll catch something else tonight. We saw 5 or 6 shows yesterday. So it's pretty full on. You have to pace yourself. Try and eat as well as you can. It's like being on tour, really. You know. But no, it's great fun.
Awesome. Fantastic. Good on you, Ian. And we'll go across to Daren next. Hey, Daren.
Good day. I wished Ian happy birthday every day other than his birthday, which was quite good.
Well done. Thanks for that. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Darren. Darren, you were the first and you were the last.
I missed it completely.
I didn't even get a
Don't worry,
notification.
Chris.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
No,
It's fine.
I've not been doing.
It's fine.
I've not been doing it. Well, I'll tell you, I've been doing bits, but it's all for the Off the Tracks festival. So I've not really been working on anything else other than that. I did get this little thing. Let me see if I can pick it up.
Ooh.
So this is for Off the Tracks. I needed some more.
Controller.
Yeah. There you go. Yep. So that came to that came today. So I've not plugged it in yet and sort of worked it out. But other than that, I've not done anything. Came down with a mysterious, I presume it's a summer cold, because one minute I'm fine and then next minute I'm not. So I'm sort of recovering from that because it just come over yesterday. It just started for no reason at all. But other than that, yeah, that's been my week. Getting everything ready for Off the Tracks and being a bit ill. And wishing happy birthday to people's when it's not their birthdays. But it's become a thing now, so I just go wishing people happy birthday even when it's not the birthday, because they go, it's not my birthday. Going, no, but I'm just wishing you one anyway.
You see the notification on Facebook and you think, well, their birthday was 3 days ago. Thank you so much, Facebook. Well done.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Or someone will wish them happy birthday, they've not got it right, and you look at it and it comes up as though it's their birthday, so you just go, oh God, it's their birthday, and they go, it's not their birthday.
That happened to me. I think it might have even been you, Daren. That you wished me a happy birthday. I said, it's not me, Daren. Someone else. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I think I did actually. Yeah, I did wish you a happy birthday, and you went, it's not even my birthday yet, and I went, hey, but it looks like it is your birthday. We're still wishing it.
Because I think someone else wished me a happy birthday, and it started this massive chain reaction. That's all right. I'm not going to complain because I
It's because you flick on it, and the first thing you see is happy birthday. You don't bother reading anything else and go, God, right, quick, happy birthday.
Let me grab this before it disappears off the screen. Big thank you to JP Page 2 for saying, paying for a few electrons, keep up doing the live streams, mate. Don't worry, we're going to keep doing them. We're just mucking around with you. We're going to go across to Chris and say, how's your week been?
G'day everyone. Happy to be here. G'day. Yeah, my week's been pretty typical. Building, shop stuff, working, programming, all the good stuff. So, bit of catch up from last week because I didn't have full control over my system here. So pop over. I made one of these this week, which is a 3D printed soldering hole. Solder dispenser.
My God, I would love to have one of those.
You can have one if you want, Rance. I'm happy to get him to build you another one.
I'm happy to pay for it too. I would love one of those things.
And I see you've done it purple.
Yeah. Of course, I'll
The
put
best
all
colour.
of my soldering apparatus and tools are in purple. I'm fully color coded, so that I'm always
goes for a local
donning the
football
purple
team.
when I'm going in. Yeah, when I'm going in soldering anger, I like to be purple, like the purple one. Which purple one am I talking about? Could be.
Grimace from McDonald's.
What?
3D printed thing. Last week I was talking about that little bracket I talked about. That was a spacer that's him there. Tiny little 3D printed thing that goes into the GP82 now. So that's what that looks like. And the other thing that's kind of important is I've been building many modules, and I've come to the end of my batch of modules, and I have now started doing QA and testing.
Yay.
Which is fun in itself.
I know what they are.
Yes, you know what they are, but hopefully that's a bit cryptic.
Can you go back one photo to show the side photo of the GP82 with the little spacer on it? Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. So what was the problem that people were saying?
Okay, so you imagine the front panel sitting over the jacks and the LED, and then the little switch there has the little translucent extender thing that pokes through the panel.
Mm.
So what used to happen is that when you pulled out one of the jacks further down, it used to bend the front panel slightly, just enough to actually accidentally depress the switch, push button switch at the top. It's kind of one of those mind-bending things. It's a bit hard to visualize.
Yeah.
But when you've seen it happen, yeah, exactly. For me, it was a what though too. I mean, it took me a year to notice it. Yeah, it's one of those things that now that the spacer is there, it's like, oh, everything's all solid again, and I can completely understand.
And so if it pushed that button, it would change the preset
change
that you're
modes.
on.
Like, yeah, so you pulled out a jack and you were suddenly in orange mode. You go, how did I get into orange mode? Very rarely happened, and it very much depended on how hard each ThonkyCon jack was, which one you pulled out, and what cable you used. And it was just like one of those, I don't need a headache like this. I am going to fix this. So yeah, it's one of those things that in hindsight, if I'd redesigned it, if I designed it differently, I probably would have either come to this solution straight away, or I would have put in some kind of spacer or something, which normally I wouldn't bother because it's, it doesn't seem necessary, and it takes up space on the board, which would have been a pain in the ass. But yeah, it's something I don't kind of mistake I don't make. Lessons learned. I don't kind of make those mistakes on my newer modules. I've very much learnt that lesson over a year ago, and that issue hasn't cropped up on any of my newer modules. Pleased to say. So yes, back to the mysterious batch of modules which are getting ready to be announced.
Hooray!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think 2HP uses a thicker circuit board, so they don't have flexing so much. Because you would think they would flex like hell; they're so tiny.
The 2HP ones, yeah. No, but it is all it's design. It's just a matter of when you put it together physically and you realise what you push on and what you yank on and what people actually do with your module, and you realise, didn't think of that. It's just not one of those things you normally think of until you've done sort of, unless you're really good at industrial design, you've had lots of experience. It's one of those things that it'd be one of the later lessons you'd learn, I think, doing eurorack modules. Maybe other manufacturers could speak to this issue.
I have an early Era Instruments 2HP module, 2 or 3 HP module, and it flexes like hell. So he didn't plan on that.
I've certainly had a few that I've raised my eyebrows on it and go, interesting. Yeah, so yeah, there are some super flexible ones out there. Anyway, other than that, yes, I'm still working on other than that, I'm working on the secret project, doing the software development for that. And that's
that's going to be cool.
Yes, it's turned into a rather, what should we say, quite a polished product. Whether it lives up to the visual experience of it, if it doesn't quite live up to the visual experience, at least people will be able to compliment on how cool the software looks. I have a bit of experience in user interface design.
He does.
In my previous jobs, so I've learned quite a few lessons from.
He does.
He taught me.
I'm telling you right now, he does. It's actually really cool.
It'll be awesome fun to show it, and I'm keen to share it when it's done. Moving on from that, I've been working on the remix, and I had a really good session last night, and I'm getting kind of excited. But
Yay.
I know that when I get excited, that means we're probably months away.
It's always
but
the way.
No. It's. I'm telling you now, it's probably going to be a banger.
A banger.
it's going to be a dance floor banger.
It's
So it
kind
may
of.
not be what you're expecting from me, but
That's exactly what I want. I want something that I'm not
cool.
expecting. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
cool.
It's an
I won't say any more
interesting.
then.
It's an interesting. What can I say? It's an interesting set of MIDI and samples that will kind of set you off on a different path and a topic.
I've really enjoyed just going through the stems and learning what you did and what you did it with, and the little things you played sometimes that are just in the background. And you're going, well, that's something interesting on its own,
Yeah.
And it's been good for mining for loops and sounds and ideas. Yep. So, my compliments to the chef. The ingredients are good fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah,
I've
no
been working
synth-
on mine as well.
Cool. Oh, good. Yeah. Otherwise, you would look a bit silly, wouldn't it, if you had no Ranzee's remix of Ranzee's song. One last thing. No. Yes, I managed not to buy anything this week.
Ooh. Okay. Fair enough.
I've had a run of buying something every week, if you may have noticed. Hopeless as I am. Yeah, I managed not to buy anything this week. Because technically I bought it on Sunday. I think I bought it on the same day as last show. So it doesn't count. So yeah, there'll be something arriving on Monday anyway. Yeah, so nothing else has arrived today. Everything's kind of got... As I said, my OBS is working again, so I'm happy. Back to normal programming. That's all for me.
That's actually amazing. You could. One of the things was kind of like, and I didn't get really sort of a lot of done, and then I did this and I did that, and it was like, what? How much have you done? Like, it's like huge amounts. And there was that photo of all those modules that you've built, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You've been a steamship. That's what you've been.
To me, it's yeah, I get it. It's because this is now kind of my full-time job doing this stuff. So it is kind of, you do it every day like you do a job. So you probably don't think of the work you do for your workplace as something you don't necessarily get to see it, like the result of it every week. And it could be, I'm just lucky that I do something that's a bit more tangible. Certainly I enjoy when I can do the stuff with my hands. The programming stuff's really cool as well, but in a different way. And I get really frustrated when I have a week of effort and seemingly no visual progress. They'd be the times I don't necessarily give you an update, Rants, because I'm like, I can't see the update. I can't see the work I did this week. It's horrible.
I honestly don't mind,
yeah.
mate, because by the time I get to an update, you're talking about something new, and I'm like, holy shit, I've got to catch up. So
yeah, I usually try to spoon feed you so I don't overwhelm you, because I know you've got a lot of different, shiny things to keep track of. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, there's reasons other than the shiny things, but but yeah, it's good fun. No, I wouldn't change it for the world. I've got it. I'm pretty happy with my life. It's pretty cool. Right now, I'm actually really excited for Chris and also for what's coming ahead. You guys really need to stick around on the channel to see what comes out. I'm dead serious. It's like drop jaw, I should say. Drop drawers, if you want to. Drop jaw, I meant to say. Well, you may want to. Anyway, we should get stuck into Synth Quiz. Because I did prepare one. Yes, indeed. Do you really want it? Okay. It's a challenge for me to come up with something new each week for you guys. So I would like to sort of ask the community, please have some Synth Quiz volunteers each week. It'd be fun. Some of you have already done it. It's actually not too bad to do. All right, starting with this one. This is the first clue. The first clue is locate. Yes, indeed. And if you could locate in your brain what that could be, you could guess right now if you want to. Other than that, you may want to wait through the rest of the show to find out what it is. Beware though, Wagoo is in the chat, so this one will probably get.
You're in a low echo now. Did you guys hear that?
One. It's Chris.
It's always
Ah.
Chris.
He's putting his finger up. Anyway, yeah, it's definitely
Sorry,
Chris.
did I miss Darren's What's Your Week Been? Did we do Daren?
Did we do Daren? Oh, you're probably
Yeah.
right. We didn't do Daren.
Blimey. Well, we did, because I was saying about wishing him happy birthday.
Oh yeah, we did. We did. Of course
Oh
we did.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was. See, my brain is a complete mess at the moment.
You had me
so-
confused for a minute then.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Well, it's all right, because I was thinking, hang about.
Did I do it?
The show, having a moment.
Um,
It's only because he looks so obvious. It's like, I don't remember doing it. And I was thinking, did we actually? Did we do it? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I've taken Chris's audio off for just a second while he sorts it out. So yeah, it's definitely coming back because I can see my voice peaking back in the VU meter on next to your channel. All right, while you sort that out, well, give me a yell if you think it's sorted out, and we'll test it again. Anyway, so the next segment we're going to do is a regular segment that we do, and it's called Funny Side. Hope you enjoy it. Here we are at the end of the internet, and stranger things can happen with these memes. And to start off, we have this one, and it says basically, yes, indeed it does. It says, I'm enjoying making these dark ambient soundscapes. It's fun. Then I'm playing them back to myself.
This won't be made for me.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, it
meme
can be
is
boring,
actually...
it's true.
Well, I think this meme is actually quite... Chris has disappeared off on the right-hand side. We'll put him over there. This meme kind of reminds me of another one where you... I think you guys might remember a few years back we showed it where someone was like enjoying their music creation while they were drinking beer. And then the next day they woke up and played it back. It's kind of a similar thing. Kind of a similar theme. Now, this next one, I looked at this meme and I went, this is me. I am seriously, I'll talk about it in a sec, but I am seriously thinking this is me. Here we go. We still think about you. We still talk about you. We still want you to exist. I actually wish you still existed. Because, well, they do. They still exist, but not in the world of Mac, unless you keep your old Mac, of course. Just, yeah, it just doesn't, it's not supported anymore in Mac, which is just a bit of a shame. If you've got Windows, Firewire is still usable. I've got a Firewire card in my Windows PC, and you can still use it, and it still works, no problem at all. But it's no much use to me in my Windows computer. I wanted it in my Mac. And I used to have a whole bunch of PreSonus gear that was all Firewire. And the cool thing about it was that you guys know a little bit about MIDI and USB and stuff like that, and audio over USB. If you had too many things happening on USB, it would kind of, after a while, the USB chipset on your computer would get choked up with bandwidth, right? The cool thing about the Firewire is, I mean, the Firewire device I had running on my Mac was my PreSonus mixer, and so it literally had a complete lane to itself, if you look at it that way, to the CPU. And I never ever had any dramas with the audio interface or any connectivity to it, and that's why I miss it, because it was kind of like it's like a secret highway.
That's Firewire 800, isn't it? Firewire 800. Firewire 400 connectors were a pain in the neck.
Yeah, and you had converters though. You did get converters, so.
But that I always liked that. I always liked Firewire 800. Yeah.
Anyway, it made me giggle, but at the same time I had a tear. Disappeared. Anyway, next is sorry, Chris, you're going to be covering up half of that, so we'll just move you for a sec. When you buy $1,000 worth of Eurorack gear, and it comes with a free sticker.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's why I don't do Eurorack. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
You can keep your stickers.
I've got a drawer full of them. If you want some, I can send it to you.
Yeah.
All right. No, actually, I won't do that because I'll get lost.
Yeah.
Next, is this one. If you guys are interested, there's a Micro Freak for sale. It's a bit damaged.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I remember when I saw this, someone put it on one of the synth Facebook groups, and like it was D.T.H. Someone was selling it, and then it ended up in the meme section. It's a meme that writes itself.
Is that listed in fair condition? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
It just says keyboard damage, but $300. Are you kidding me? I mean, Mini Freaks, they're worth a bit more.
Pretty
than that.
sturdy. That takes a lot
Yeah.
to do that.
Oh, someone's sat on it or run over it in their car or something.
Run over it, probably.
Yeah. What's next? We have this one, which is when you get lucky and find a synth at the thrift store. Now, maybe what I'll do is I'll make that bigger for you guys so you can see it a bit closer. There's a whole bunch of waveforms, which are, sewing patterns, of course. I don't want to spoil the fun, but they look like little waveforms, don't they? I mean, it's clever. And it's funny how it's called Singer. It's the old Singer. Mum used to have a Singer sewing machine. Oh, dear. Okay.
Well, if you show an old person a mouse in the old days, they thought it was a foot switch for a sewing machine. Because they had those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did look like that, yeah.
They did look a bit like, the old... Right, and I think this is the last one. I want you guys to rate my setup. Oh, God, what? What is that? Let's have a little bit of a closer look at that. What the hell?
That bed looks like Babylon 5 Hyperspace.
It just looks like a really bad Photoshop job, guys. Sorry. It's almost as bad as my my Vangelis Volca Photoshop job that I did a few years back, which actually, probably actually is better than that. Anyway, we are going to release the poll into the chat land for your favorite meme. Please vote starting from now. This is YouTube only, people. Sorry if you're on Twitch. The poll has been released. Is it working? Did it work, Miss Jane? It did. Vote, ! Vote space, and the number that corresponds to your favorite meme. 0 is for ambient soundscapes. 1 is for the Firewire. Vote that one. 2 is for free sticker. 3 is for damaged mini freak. 4 is for the thrift store. And 5 is rate my setup. Don't vote that one. Right, there you go. Vote, everybody. Votes are coming in. Oh my God. Everyone's voting for the one I said don't vote for. It's always how it works, isn't it, people?
By the way, for those nerdy types out there, do you remember the IEEE number for Firewire?
Oh, God, no.
No. Can you...
1394.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
1394.
Of course it is, yes. I really remember now.
Because it was a Sony thing, and Apple worked with Sony. So they call it iLink. All the video cameras had it called it iLink, and Apple called it Firewire, and
That's right.
it became Firewire. So
there was another weird thing like that happened too with Canon, as in the photography equipment, and they had this, the USB mini, not the micro, the mini connector. Canon had this kind of hybrid version of it, and so if you actually lost the cable and you went to an electronics store and said, "Oh, I need this cable for my Canon camera,"
pinouts are different.
All the pinouts are different.
Man.
If someone would sell you a USB mini and it wouldn't work,
Yikes.
we've got a clear winner, guys. So if you don't want that one to win, you may want to vote for something else. I didn't want that one to win, but I just actually kind of predicted it will, because you guys have got a certain taste about you. All right, should we reveal it? We'll reveal the winner.
Go for it.
Here we go. Had to click twice. Bang. And the answer is rate my setup. Of course. Oops.
Really?
Oh, sorry, that one there. Rate my
Didn't
setup.
vote for that one.
Who's disappointed
Yeah.
in the chatties?
I'm so disappointed.
Let me just check to see who voted for that so I can kick him from the channel. Who's going to be the first?
I was going to say, it's those kind of votes that don't give you 22 watchers, right?
Well, obviously, Wagoo's thinking of his jelly wrestling days, isn't he?
Jelly wrestling.
Oh.
Well, that could be the next
Sorry.
iteration of that photo. Instead of it being a
Yeah.
cushion
It could
pit,
be,
it could
couldn't
be a
it?
jelly
Yeah.
wrestling pit.
It could be jelly wrestling. Yeah, exactly.
Careful, Ian. You might take the game Jelly Jump on iOS and put you as the character in it. It's the Jelly Jump guy.
I think so. I'm up for that. You know, just give me royalties. That's
I was
all
thinking of
want.
those little square jelly things in Minecraft. I think they were called slimes or something.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they used to bounce.
I never played Minecraft.
And then you'd shoot them with an arrow, and then they'd split into 2 and split into 4. And no, my kid showed it to me once. I was like, "What the hell's that?" Right. What are we going to do now? News, I guess. Should we do news? Yeah, we'll do news. Starting to get a bit predictable now, isn't it? What segments I'm going to do. Right, let's start with this one. This is the Tokyo Tape Music Center. We've shown these guys before. They tend to do a fair bit of Buchla stuff, and this is no different. This is actually called the Gate 2. They obviously saw my album and thought, what a great name for a module. And they've decided to go with my second album or my second version of Gate and bring out a module. Good on you guys. Leave the money on the fridge, by the way. Right, we should show a little bit about this first. So this is based on a Buchla, as you probably heard me before. The Buchla 292 by Inspiration. It features audio grade capacitors and a unique bridge control per channel that shortens the decay and introduces a mild distortion at its peak setting. It's a Vectoral based dual low pass gate. There you go. So nothing inspirational in that sense, because we've seen LPGs, and I'm not talking about stuff that you used to put in your car in the 90s. I'm talking about the module as in low pass gate. But the cool thing about this is that input A is normalized to B, and you can actually get these occasional sound leakages in this. So you get these kind of happy accidents, if that makes sense. And it's kind of what Buchla used to do. So these guys wanted to bring that back. And I don't know if it brings it. I mean, has Tip Top Audio done a version of that for Eurorack? I'm not sure. Maybe they haven't, which is probably why these guys have. 10 HP for you, Chris, if you want to get one. But it does have a combination of SMD and through-hole components. So that's important too. It is a little bit pricey, but before I tell you the price, let's have a look at the video. He's adjusting the bridge, by the way. You can't see it, but it's a bridge. So this is the bridge between the A and the B. It's definitely leaking on those low frequencies. I don't know if you guys are picking that up. It's kind of, I'll just pause it there. It kind of has this little fuzz as the gate drops away. So do you guys hear that? It's actually really nice. It's kind of like it's, you know how like in some delay circuits you can do the high pass filter and get it to sort of feel like it's disappearing into the ether. In a way, it's almost like this is kind of like disintegrating into tiny little granules, but very, very quickly. So you can just pick it up. I'll just play it again, see if you guys can hear it. You're going to hear it a lot now. Nice little effect anyway. Guys, talk about the Tokyo Gate 2 from Tokyo Tape Music Center. Oh, price. Sorry, Ian, because I know you're going to rush out and buy one. $340 US.
Ooh, ouch. Could buy a synth for that.
Hell yeah. Oh, Chris, sorry, Chris. Sorry. Chris, start again. You can talk now.
Can I?
Yeah.
That's
Not getting feedback?
now what?
No, getting feedback.
Didn't really change anything. Yeah, so
Weird.
all I did was turn off my iPad. It might have just been my iPad, but when you said it was still happening afterwards, after I turned it down, that confused me. But we're all good now. I didn't find the bridge control all that engaging. It sounded a bit like a little bit of fluff at the beginning of every transient, which is useful, but it wasn't
$340
it wasn't
US
super
useful.
sexy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's expensive, and I think if you're not a huge low pass gate buff, this probably isn't going to really excite you. But if you are, this could be, you could hear the nuances and go, I need this flavour. So yeah, it seems a bit overpriced, but you know, I'm not a low pass gate fiend. I've got some low pass gates and I'm quite happy with them, and I don't, I'm not making that sound all the time, so I guess I'm not super into it.
You get over it pretty quickly.
Well,
don't you?
everything Buko related is overpriced except for Tip Top, so.
Yeah, so I don't know. With a name like Tokyo LPG, is it? Are they Japanese company?
They are. Yeah.
I didn't read.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they're used to pricing things around there anyway, so that's yeah. And attention to detail, that's usually costed into their pricing structures. A little bit different marketing sort of strategy to the US and UK, I find, with Japanese. Just a slightly different ethos. But yeah, no, it sounds okay, but it sounds like I was confused by the fact that I think he was doing frequency modulation or amplitude modulation into the low pass gate, so I couldn't really hear what the low pass gate was doing because the source signal wasn't particularly
Would have been
constant.
better if he had some sort of plucky percussion type sound or something
And-
going into it.
and a noise source would have been handy as well. But these are, there probably are following up videos, but when you've got a module priced like that, you kind of wanted something a bit more substantial in your videos up front, I would thought. But
There are some more
you know,
videos.
everyone's- Okay.
Yep.
That's a
Yep.
good
So,
point. I didn't even
do
think
check
of
them
that.
out. There's
Yeah, I will check them out then.
actually
Yeah.
there's actually 3 videos.
Cool.
2 technically, but one where it's actually in with a bunch of other stuff on that particular channel. Chris, just before you finish, he talks about, how we were talking about that little sort of fuzziness as it was disintegrating. So what the bridge does is apparently it's supposed to add distortion or resonance at the max. And I don't really know if it's resonance that he's adding and he's calling it distortion, or if he's adding both, like if he's adding like a feedback to the resonance on it. I wouldn't say that's what I heard. I would say that it's probably more distortion, what I heard.
Yeah, I just sort of heard a bit of a fuzz effect.
Yeah.
Something you could achieve by putting it through something after it's been through your low pass gate. That adds a bit of overdrive or fuzz.
Yeah.
It's always
And
on the loudest.
There's like a
part of the
redirect
sound
trick,
that
like
does it.
the Moog redirect, where it feeds through itself.
Might be a feedback circuit.
Yeah, maybe. But kind of in a way, I kind of feel like if I was to use this, I wouldn't be putting a very fast sequence through it. I would be sending like a pluck sound, like a percussion or a noise type sound through it. And then I would be getting the low pass gate to do its job and then putting that through a delay so that you can hear it and hear it and hear it and hear it again. So you're actually getting more fruit from the effect, if that makes sense.
It's the kind of effect that I would have thought would sound more pronounced on percussion, because percussion is very short.
Yeah.
You tend to notice things like transients much more than you do in a sustained sound.
Yeah. Did anyone else hear it, or is it?
Interesting.
I mean, Chris and I heard it. Do you guys hear it as well? I know, Andy, you have trouble hearing on the vMix call.
I did
I'm
a
not
comparison. This one sounded the same on YouTube and vMix, so yeah, I did hear it. So
Yeah. Actually, just on that, Andy,
Some.
I did a check today on the vMix call to see if I could get your problem. because the other guys haven't been telling me that they've been getting the same problem as you. And I double checked your channel to see if I was sending out a different bit rate to you. No, everything's the same. And I couldn't notice anything. I dialed in as your channel as well to see if there was a problem.
Yeah.
And
It's happened in the past. I know Ian's complained about it before, so it's just a random thing, I think. So
maybe it might be an internet thing. Do you know what I mean? Like it might be, hey, I'm having trouble communicating, so I'll start degrading the connection until I can get it through.
This is a damn good connection, so it shouldn't be on this end. I don't know what happened. So,
well, it's coming from Australia, so who knows?
Well, that's true. But I mean, on my pipe to the internet, it's really good here. So it's
I'm sure. Anyway, Daren, anything from you, or are you just going to sit there and say nothing all day? Getting. He's muted.
I don't know what to say. There's not much I can say really. It's just very expensive, like you say. This is for diehards sort of.
It is diehards. Yeah.
I want this type of thing.
Are you into the Buchla stuff, Daren? I know it's something I don't think you've ever talked about.
I've never really delved into it, to be honest. That's why.
I'd like to explore the Buchla stuff at some point in the future.
Suzanne Ciani is kind of a good place to start if you want to look at. Yep. I mean, that would be for me. That would be the also Alexandra. What's his name? Alexandra, the guy from
Alessandro Cortini,
Alessandro
Suzanne
Cortini.
Ciani,
Yeah,
and Morton Subotnick.
Oh yeah, forgot about him.
Morton.
I was actually thinking Mark Doty. Check out some of Mark Doty's stuff.
That's only when he worked there. He doesn't really do much anymore, I don't think, with Buchla.
No, he's got music. I don't know if you guys know, but you can go check out his music, and he's done Buchla stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he did some demos for a while.
Susan Ciani.
Gianni's probably the top.
Susan Ciani's.
Yeah.
Her records from the 70s and 80s have been re-released.
Well, she worked there. She lived and breathed Buchla, so
she worked there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I went to see her modular system had gone missing, which was quite distressing for her. But she did turn up, luckily. But
well, the first Buchla I ever tried was one that didn't have the the standard octave keyboard on it. You can get them now with the octave keyboard, of course, and it was done deliberately that way because they didn't want to conform to the standard, piano type tuning situation. They wanted you to experience sounds and tones and tuning in a different way. And I actually really liked it. And the thing that I guess that the challenge was for two things. One is to get out of your head how to play something when you've been. I mean, I was brought up with piano, so you've got to get out of your head that whole pitch, octave, all that sort of stuff. But then the second challenge then becomes, okay, I've got that out of my head.
I'm still trying to get it in my head.
Yeah, but the next challenge is like, well, how am I going to make this sound musical now? That was the kind of second challenge.
Well, this is the old academic approach to synthesis in the universities. It was those giant banks of stuff with no keyboard. That's how it was. So Buchla was on the right path at the time. So
technically, the best I got out of it in my first sort of attempts was kind of these sample and hold type computer sounds, and that was about the best I could get out of it. But then again, I'm not massively experienced with Buchla, so if that's, then go listen to Suzanne Ciani, and you'll know exactly how good she is. That's kind of where I'm going with it, because she makes them sound amazing.
What she also does is her concerts are in quadraphonics as well.
Yeah, and there's
it's really cool in quad.
Yeah, there's that
really, really great to see her live. Yeah, I've seen her twice.
Interaction that she does as well. It's awesome. Yeah,
brilliant. I mean,
although the concert she did. Oh, go ahead.
So go Andy. Okay.
I'll just say real quick. The first concert she did at Buchla and Friends last few months ago. Sorry, I stepped on you again. She was doing a demo with Todd Barton, and so the two Buchla powerhouses, right? And they're doing this demo, and they had the quad speakers on stands around them, and I guess they couldn't have them loud enough or something, so they started moving the speakers in, and the crowd of us that formed around it Now we're out of the quad space. I'm like, why'd you move them into the so close to the thing? We missed the whole quad.
Yeah, it's like buggy
kinda
you,
silly,
Eddie.
yeah.
We don't care about you.
like-
It's just for us.
Yeah. Right, but I mean, the whole point is to
artists can
demo
hear
to the
themselves.
crowd quad. And then now it's just this tiny group of people in the middle that get quad. So Manny was able to stick his head in a little bit and get some quad. But
Yeah. I mean, she's very open about what she does, because the first time we saw her, she invited us all up onto the stage at the end of the concert so we could actually talk to her and see exactly what she does and take photographs. She was really, really brilliant.
Yeah. Well, educating is one of the things that she does.
Yeah. Very much so.
Makes
She's
a lot of
brilliant.
sense. She's a very, very sharing person too, very kind and sharing. All right, awesome. We're going to go to the next. The next product that we want to show is, just make Daren disappear for a sec. You can come back, don't worry. This is by Crow's Electromusic. This is the OVUM, but this is the eurorack version. You guys probably might remember I actually showed the OVUM a while back. And it's kind of, just to jog your memory, this eurorack version, by the way, kind of iterates the whole same thing. But what it is, it's a analog sound explorer. And in a way, it's kind of like similar in a way to Buchla, but in this case, you've got 5 triangle. Do you remember this, Chris? 5 triangle core analog oscillators, and you've got this hands-on control with the sliders down the bottom, and it gives you that sort of pure analog sound. But what it does is there's no digital menus, no quantization, no CV, per volts per octave input or anything like that. What it is basically like a sound generation tool. There is some CV controls up the top. I'll tell you about that in a sec. With those 5 triangle core oscillators, you get volume, pitch, and tone controls. And then you get you can toggle per voice between triangle and square waveforms, so you can there's a little switch just above the main sliders. Yeah. And because it's in the 3U form factor as a eurorack, kind of brings a 20 HP module into your eurorack, and you can sit there and sort of sculpt some sort of weird, interesting sound. You do get. For those outputs are up the top, by the way. So they're all the individual outputs, and there's one main output, which is the mix.
Yeah, it's mixed.
So it's kind of normalized to 1, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's an aluminium and upcycled. It shouldn't be wood. I should take that out. Actually, I think the wood's on the other thing. I don't know why it's put that in there. Maybe they didn't edit it properly. So yeah, it's built aluminium face plate, and it's actually handmade in Vancouver in Canada, if you're wondering where they're from. A couple of things. When they converted it from the desktop to eurorack, it maintains all the same features, so it hasn't lost, because you've got voltage conversions and all that sort of stuff. It hasn't lost any of that. Now I'll tell you the price. This time you might have a different reaction with the price. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a video first.
Yep.
And here we go.
This is OVUM for Eurorack, a 5-oscillator drone and modulation station. It's a Eurorack adaptation of our standalone synth, OVUM.
There it is. Yeah, clever.
It can be 5 drone oscillators, or 5 LFOs, or any combination of the two. Each oscillator has controls for volume, wave shape from triangle to square, and pitch. You can also switch them to LFO range to use for modulation. All 5 oscillators are normal to the main output on the right, which means you can remove them from the mix just by patching them.
Anyway, it's kind of interesting. I think personally, I think it's kind of interesting. It's bold in a way to have a module which doesn't have any sort of CV volts per octave control over it. Challenging, I feel, on the pitch side of things. I feel that's challenging because it's a very, very small knob. But price is only $129 US.
Yeah. So it's very affordable. That's really the positive here, is that it's very simple, but it's also priced well. So
Well, it's on the same price range as the Roat. So
yeah, similar module.
But for this kind of thing, I prefer using a Lyra 8. So.
Yeah, it's along those lines, isn't it?
Yeah, or
I was thinking
Elmara.
Lyra 8.
Elmara 2 is much more fancy and 4 times the price, but that's a bit more serious. So I think I've got the feeling that if you have been into Eurorack for more than a year, you'd probably have everything you need to generate this in your setup. Probably would have gotten 5 oscillators by then, and it's kind of, you can pretty much do the same thing. But if you're just getting into Eurorack, this might be, and you've just got to be in that drone area, this could be a really good, affordable starting thing for you. So
And simple.
I think,
Yeah.
and simple, yeah, exactly. So that, I mean, that's the attractiveness of that kind of the desktop units, is that they're very inexpensive, easy to get into, very simple to, and easy to understand, and a lot of possibilities, especially when you put guitar pedals on the end of it and stuff like that. This is kind of
and you
like
can
the
stick
same
those
thing.
thunk fatter knobs on the thin ones and get more control over the pitch. So.
Yeah, the not Funkicons, the tall toppers on those knobs from Fonk would be good. Make that a bit easier, a bit more tactile. Yeah, so it's, I think I was a little kind of confused by it when I first saw it, but when I saw the price, I went, oh, it's trying to be affordable. So, I think mission accomplished.
Yeah, it looks like the same build as the Coma Field Kit. It's a very similar look to it.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the word Coma on it.
Yeah,
It doesn't even have their
leads
branding
that
on
way.
it. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's very
It's really
It's
bold.
just blank. Yeah.
yeah. It's like the home brand at your supermarket.
It's an Aldi.
My yeah, it's Aldi. My question is, okay, I understand what the purpose of this is, so don't go there when I ask this question. But you've got 5 oscillators. How hard would it be to give the option to actually control this via CV pitch? And so my question is, why don't we have both in it? You guys might remember the taco ad where the little girl was solving an argument.
I never learnt the Spanish, but other people did.
Yeah. So it wouldn't have been a massive cost to add that in, and then you've got the ability to maybe DC couple that. So if you had something connected to the tuning volts per octave, then it would go by that. But if you unconnected or disconnected, I should say, then it could be the spirit of what this module was originally at, and then that actually makes this even more useful in your Eurorack. So then you've got a proper oscillator.
It is a good question. Why? Because I mean, I can clearly see the starting point of, we need to make this a Eurorack module version of our very successful desktop module. But they didn't quite get the whole sort of, when you go into Eurorack, you've got to kind of play to Eurorack's strengths if you're going to put a product in there. There's always some little tweak you need to do to your desktop module before you put it into, before you get a good module. They kind of missed a trick.
Yeah. The other thing, Chris, I would do
is,
how you can put over the top
$200.
of those small knobs, you can put over the top you can get them from Thonk.
Yeah.
You can. I would definitely be putting a larger tuning knob over the top. That's the first set of knobs.
Yeah, especially for because you got such a large range. You really
Yep.
want a bit more.
You want a bit of tactile control over it.
Yeah, imagine trying to find that pitch to make a chord or something, and you're like,
Yeah.
it moved off. We get enough.
Or
with
or
some of the
reconfigure
good
it
modules.
and make that the volume control and have the slider as your tuning knob. Because what's more important?
It is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's
if
changing the
if
fundamental
I said to you,
assignment of the controls. So.
I mean, it's too late now. You guys know. But if I said to you, here's an oscillator module, which control is the tuning control?
Yeah, I would have. What threw me is, we always say, I mean, the convention usually is what pot is closest to the jack is your volume control. It's kind of the standard.
But if you come from a mixing background, you're going to think the faders are the volumes.
Correct. Yeah.
In fact, you'd be going, that's an interesting mixer. How do I plug them in at the top, and where does it come out?
Exactly. So the jacks for
And-
the
But
mixer
if
should
they
be
did a
below.
redesign,
And we're not being crazy because they've invited us to do that by putting nothing on the front panel
Yeah.
in the way
So we
of
don't know.
explanation. So
Yeah.
it's like,
if they made any changes to it for Eurorack, it's going to cost more, and people want to keep the cost down. So
Yeah.
oh yeah, I appreciate that. That if this was a case of we just need to get this one out because we've got to pay some bills.
yeah,
We need some more sales, and we dried up.
Don't laugh,
How do
guys.
you,
It is actually, this show actually gets watched by these people that make these modules. So, sometimes we might sound a little harsh on these people that are designing these products, but I literally
It's tough love.
I get emails from them. I do. I've had one recently.
Well, I think that's all right because they can just make a Mark too.
Yeah.
Yep. Make a Mark II. Make it purple so Rave Dave will like it.
Exactly.
Put some...
Well, it's got big sliders there. Just put numbers 11 across them. Even if it doesn't go to 11, just put 11.
Put 11 on there, yeah.
part of the problem is if they don't have a big enough
them.
test group that doesn't bring these ideas to light, they will have to do a Rev 2. They need to maybe test with more people to get more feedback. So
Yeah.
I think they're just dipping their toes into the Eurorack world at this stage. Hopefully, that's what's going on here. Otherwise,
I didn't turn on my... hang on, I've got to turn this thing on so I can pick up a comment. I think it's good. Am I going to be quick enough to do it, though? That's the thing. Probably not. I might just go to chat. I might just go to chat. Steve Smith goes, I would tune this to a diminished chord so it became less useful. Good on you. Good on you, Smitty. We were doing diminished stuff the other day on my stream. It was fun. And it kind of was kind of useful. But I know what you mean. Yes.
I like flipping between augmented diminished stuff. That's cool.
yeah.
No, I was flipping between major and diminished.
Ooh, that's challenging,
Yeah.
especially if they're your only chords.
They were my only
Isn't
chords.
that called jazz?
Oh, I see.
It's called jazz.
Yes. Right. What should we do next, Daren? Daren goes, I don't know. How do I know? Next is this. This is the Destiny Plus Arc C. Don't even know if I'm going to be breaking anyone's copyright here, so I'm going to have to be pretty careful with this video because it's a different channel name. Kirkus is the name of the channel, so shout out to Kirkus, but you're the only one that's got one of these products, and I'm assuming that you are the owner of this company. If not, you're the only person that's allowed to show it. And if that's the case, you shouldn't be copyright striking people that are trying to promote someone's product. So do see me later if it's you. Right. Okay. So what this is the Destiny Plus Arc C. It is a very interesting. We've shown Destiny Plus stuff before, and Andy, you have commented on their stuff definitely before. This is an avant-garde 4-voice polytonal instrument that redefines sound design through deep
I remember.
spectral
Yeah.
manipulation, multi-dimensional sequencing, This will go completely bonkers in a minute. And generative control, designed for artists seeking new frontiers in synthesis. The ARC-C arcs between two independent synths engines, a spectral core and a phase distortion core within each voice. It features 32 complex envelope modulation matrix, 4 3D lattice sequences, an innovative DSP. It is both sonically rich and technology groundbreaking. It actually has a they're saying it's a powerful AMOLED display, which has a drawing app interface which uses the Google Gemini API integration, and I'll show you guys a picture of that in a sec. It also has an impressive preset library and a fantastic sound creation tool. So a little bit of features, and we'll show you the video. There's over 500 harmonics in the spectral core, with a custom comb filter for FFT stretching, warping, combing, and morphing. In the phase distortion core, you have 2 large experimental LUTs with scanning and 4-quadrant multiplication. So it's really getting into the nerdy part of phase distortion, guys, if you know a little bit about it. Plus, it also has an advanced phase warping feature in there as well. There's, as I said before, a very complex envelope matrix with 32 complex envelopes. Now, so just so you guys know, complex envelopes aren't ADSR envelopes. They're usually, AHDSR. They're all sort of, there's extra little bits in them, the holds and the break. I think the hold and the break's another one. So five stage envelopes, you could have, different stuff like that. But in this particular case, they have 80 breakpoints. Full control over segment count, looping, amplitude, rate, and modulation, and a global and individual envelope randomization feature in here. So this does get bonkers. There's a ×4 3D lattice sequencer with an XYZ for us in Australia, sequencing across 8x8x8 grids. That's why it's 3D. There's a parametric constraints like jitter, swing, stochastic ratcheting, and shape control. There's a per cell control over gate, percent, ratchet, and probability. There's 4 DSP algorithms. There's this thing called Gorbachev gas, which is a 16-pole phaser, which I like, which has a through-zero architecture. It has PNP equals a flanger, which is a through-zero flanger. It has a Lorax Space 2, which is a Hadamard matrix reverb with an FDN structure. It has a time cube, which is an experimental 6-minute, Daren, 6-minute regenerative delay. Yes. Wow. Yes.
Cool.
Just wanted to get Darren's face just there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Here's the funny thing, though. With all of this nerdy stuff, it's clearly very nerdy and technical. But look at the panel. It's clearly for artists. There's nothing labeled. No buttons, no sliders are labeled.
I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
This you're going to have to... Yeah, that looks...
127 factory presets. I'm going to show you some other bits and pieces in a sec, but let's have a look at the video, Daren. So I'm just going to make you disappear for a sec again, and we'll have a listen to it. Sorry about the...
ARC-C is a 4-voice polytonal instrument in which each voice can continuously arc between 2 independent synthesis engines. An FFT-based spectral harmonic core and a phase distortion core. System attributes include a 32 complex envelope matrix, 4 complex 3D lattice sequencers, 4 DSP algorithms, 127 presets, a partnered drawing app to paint sound with Google Gemini API integration, and a 1.91-inch AMOLED display. This is ARC-C.
Wow. All right. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Musically a little challenging. I think you guys would probably agree. But that is not necessarily art. Doesn't always have to be, Beethoven's sixth. That's for sure. Right. Okay. So a couple of things before we talk about this. I just want to show you a better screen version of the Google API, which was this one here. Oh, I keep having to move Daren out of the way. There you go. So that's a screen version of that. Maybe I might do it as a full screen for you guys so you can see it a bit better. So there's like a API thing that you can draw. You literally are drawing your connections in this thing. It's crazy. Don't ask me how it works because I've never ever touched one. But all three of my kids have definitely done something like this on the wall at some stage in their early part of their childhood.
It does look like it belongs on the fridge, I have to admit.
And I'm thinking to myself, maybe if we had connective capacitive walls, we could just invite our children to connect up to the ARC-C and we could be going somewhere.
A Bluetooth connection. Yeah.
Now, if you thought that was bonkers, have a look at the flowchart for this thing. I can't really get much bigger.
Show that.
Wow.
It's
bonkers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I look at that and I think, could we simplify that flow diagram somehow?
I had to show
we
it.
Cannot.
Wow.
I just had to show it.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Marketing's nightmare.
All right, Daren, you're back in. Is it park bench compatible? I have no idea. But, it might be. All right.
Talk about it,
you guys
Scare
talk
the
about
pigeons
it.
away.
I'll tell you the price in a sec.
Yeah, I can imagine
I think
it's quite expensive. It
one of those
sounds
things you're gonna
really digital.
Yeah, really.
Very good,
digital,
Daren.
I was going to say, and I think it's going to be one of those things that you need to get to know what everything does, and you're either going to sit there and play with it for ages, enjoying it, or you're going to sit there for 20 minutes and then get bored of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, completely agree with that.
Yeah.
There'd be a couple of sounds.
It's a lot of stuff in one box. They're trying to go to a lot of different approaches here, and I don't know if any of them is actually hitting the mark. I love weird stuff and digital stuff and all that, but it's so thin sounding. It's so just kind of raspy sounding. Yeah, it just didn't. It's not appealing unless you just had it set wrong or recorded badly or something. But that's part of it. If it doesn't sound great in any of the demos, that's already kind of a big turnoff. I like the Google stuff is clever and it has a lot of cool tactile stuff. But again, label the goddamn stuff, right? I mean, how are you going to keep reusing it if you don't have it labeled? You got to make your own cheat sheet of all the controls on it.
Yeah.
It's silly, right?
Because there's a lot of buttons on there all over the place, isn't there?
Yeah.
That's got to be a
there's
first.
sparsely-
That's got to be a protocol. They've got to have. Surely they've got to have one that's like like you say, all listed. So I mean, you don't even know what the heck anything is. The only thing you go for, you're just going to grab the sliders because you know that actually is going to do something. Other than that, you don't know what you're pressing.
Yeah. I just described it as sound synthesis. It's a synth that has ADHD.
Yeah.
Can't decide today whether it's PM modulation.
Yeah, too many approaches.
It's like I've got exactly. Let's have all of them, everything all at once. Yeah.
As Andy said, though, it's very, very thin, and if that's all it actually produces, like I say, after 20 minutes, you're going to get really bored of it.
And your ears are going to hurt. All that high frequency stuff is the treble is going to kill you.
There was at 5:54 in that video. There was a bit that I thought might have attracted Daren a bit more, but it's very small area. Just
I was going to say a
54
little
in the video.
bit.
Exactly. I was thinking you're probably better off mining the YouTube video and sampling it and using it in the track. That'd be probably the most you'd get out of it.
A good example is a very rare, very expensive Ekdal polygamist. You ever see the Ekdal polygamist? You almost can't find them anywhere, but it's very digital. But when you dial it in just right, it sounds really cool. So it's worth some of the extra money that it would cost and stuff like that. But this one,
seems to lack
out of the box, sounds just too.
It lacks a bit of warmth, doesn't it?
Yes.
it kind
Yeah.
of
Yes.
doesn't really want to endear, doesn't want to. Yeah, I was kind of screaming out for a really, nice shimmer or reverb or something.
We need to
bit
do a
more
show on
staging.
effects and talk about all effects, because a lot of these things that are coming out like this, you're always going, yeah, these are great, but at the end of the day, you're going to be whacking a lot of effects on them to actually get something that you like.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So for me, there's a couple of things that I would grab from this. The first thing is, I guess, when you talk about a spectral core synthesis engine, sometimes people will be scratching their head going, "What? You say what?" Really, all that is basically a granular synthesis engine. It's a play on words with that. Really, I feel one of the things that kind of annoys me a little bit about synthesizer manufacturers is they like to try and label things with a different name because it's slightly different to a traditional type, granular engine or something like that, and I'll call it something else. And then all of a sudden now you've got this this kind of subset of granular engine, and we'll call it spectral core. And then all of a sudden now people are making spectral core synths, and really at the end of the day, they're just granular synths.
That's what I was thinking actually when you were saying that. It was reminding me of, like you say, a granular synth, and you forgot to turn the filter right out. So if it was only halfway.
Well, it kind of is, but the spin on it is it uses harmonics and it uses the comb filter to try and give that sort of different effect on it. So it's kind of one of those things. The other thing is with phase distortion, right? Phase distortion, as you guys know, was Casio's little baby back in the day. And I kind of feel like these guys have grabbed the phase distortion thinking, okay, how can we make this into something kind of artistic and different? And you got to be careful with phase distortion because it can be bonkers if you don't really sort of tame it. And if you heard that demo, you were getting the bonkers part of phase distortion out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Hey, Rand, do you remember the Encore, the little Google Encore things that you used to download and build the case for it and all that stuff? Did you have one of those?
Encore, yeah, no, I didn't have one, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was a project you downloaded from GitHub, and you
I remember it.
You build the circuit board, and then you put it in there, and it had a lot of this kind of quality to it. It sounds cool on paper, but audio wise, it's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. So for me, the trick with this is the marriage between those two synth engines, and I guess what we're kind of wanting to know from this is, did that work well? And I guess the answer is TBA, right? Did that work well? Did you marriage a comb filter sort of granular synth engine with a phase distortion synth engine, and then you've got sort of like, whether it's cross modulating happening, or whether you've got mixing of the two sounds together, or what the sort of relationship with it, and what the hell is that crazy crayon drawing app about? I'll tell you the price. Now, according to Google, there wasn't actually a price on the website, but according to Google, it actually came up with a price for me, and I don't know where the hell it's got it from, so I'm kind of like scratching my head. I'll go with it for now. It came up with, I don't know if they're into Chinese good luck omens or anything, but the price is $888 US. Which works out to be about £695 for you, Ian and Daren.
What you'd expect.
So it sounds about right. £695 does sound like yeah. But anyway, maybe that's not the price. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that, or correct Google, I should say, if I'm wrong on that. But anyway, I think it's interesting. I'm not going to rubbish it. And what inspired me from it, so this is kind of why I think sometimes things you see, you're not sure what it's about. It's a bit like when you're at school and you were a kid and you had a weird kid join the school and everyone teased him because he's weird, but they didn't understand him, right? So you got to give him a chance to understand the weird kid. Well, this is the weird kid at the moment. We don't understand it, so let's give it a chance. But what it inspired me to do was to label the show and the topic of the show this week, which is actually really kind of a cool thing. And the topic of the show is new synth ideas, right? And would you guys agree this is a new synth idea?
Definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
as a hybrid,
sure.
yes. Not the engines, but
Yeah.
I need to sort of play with this. I need to get my hands on it.
Yeah.
You know, I should be all over this, and I may well be all over this, especially if the price is right.
James. James
But
is coming.
I definitely need to get my hands all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See what I'm
I
saying?
thought you'd be interested. Yeah, I found it pretty interesting too. But
Yeah.
it's not some kind of thing I'd probably go out and buy, but I still find it quite.
Yeah, I feel like the challenge here is the interface, right? Would you guys agree? The challenge is the interface.
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's hard.
Definitely.
It's hard to tell what approach they've taken and whether they've kind of. It almost looks like they gave up on something. You know, it's kind of. They went, well, let's just go back to this interface. It's less about knowing what you're doing and more about encouraging you to explore, because this might be an exploratory sound design.
What does
Do you
that
think
look
that's
like?
the finished? Do you think that's the finished look of it anyway?
I do, yeah. I feel like this is their
I think so
commercial release, mate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's got
I'd
two.
like
It's
it in a
got two.
different colour.
I mean, do go check out their website if you're interested.
Yeah.
the sound kind of reminds me. So Hartman Neuron, when it first came out, is a very weird interface in the VST because I couldn't afford the hardware keyboard. But I didn't know what all the names meant, and I was just moving stuff around sometimes, and you get this very digital, harsh, kind of nasty sound sometimes, until you figure out how to massage a little bit better. This kind of reminds me of that. Maybe with some time spent on it, it sound pretty good, but when you come at it straight on, you're like, ugh, nothing sounds good, and nothing is easy to tweak, and you know.
But I feel like this is kind of one of these jobbers that you get, and you think, okay, well, I've got a bunch of effects. I've got, in my studio, I've got, Big Sky, and I've got, this through Big Sky, or this through Eventide Black Hole, or this through my couple of my delay pedals, or this through, my phasers and stuff. That you're going to get some interesting things once you start pairing this in with other things. And the other thing I feel like it needed was a filter, even though it does have the comb filter in it. I feel like it needed a filter on the out. So, what do you call it? Like a paraphonic filter, right? Where it's filtering the whole output. And so you could run this through an analog filter, like a Mogafoga, MF101, would actually sound quite interesting.
But that's another problem. In this day and age, should you have to have something you have to run through effects to sound good? Shouldn't it sound good right out of the box?
Well, I think there's two schools of thought there.
To a certain extent,
Andy.
at least.
Well, I
mean, I love running stuff through different things, but if it's this needs something to sound halfway decent, then they've already failed, I think. But
yeah, I go with Andy on that. Yeah, because it's like, when we had effects, that's to create the synth or whatever. It can be sounding great, but you're just adding to that. You don't want to be like Andy says, sort of get in and go, I need to put loads of effects on this to make it sound great, and then it's like, well, why?
Unless it's cheap, which obviously it isn't. But it's cheap,
we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know that
Right.
price.
Yeah.
We don't know the price, by the way. That's just a Google guess.
I mean, Wagyu is dubious about the price.
Yeah, look, we showed this other product from them. You guys might remember it was the Programmer 9000. I think it was 900 or something like that. We showed it from these guys before, and you guys were kind of using a similar sort of reaction to that. So these guys do very arty-farty, in a way bombastic type musical instruments.
We're not dissing it as such. It's just that we need to see more and know more about it and hear more about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm going to disagree with you guys though about should it have built-in effects and things. I mean, I work in a world where I actually don't mind if something has an effect, and I'll give you an example. When I bought the
not saying built-in effects as such, just the actual
not built-in effects that you need the effects to sound good. It should sound good.
Yeah.
Look at all this stuff from the 70s and 80s had no built-in effects, sounded amazing, and then you add effects that sounds great. So it shouldn't be. Oh, I need effects to fix this.
All right. Well, I put it to you that what's a Juno sound like without the chorus?
Well, it depends on the patch. Sometimes it's cool.
Yeah.
It depends how picky you are. Though.
Yeah, it's
Well,
cool. It sounds great. Yeah.
This thing has probably got some
Yeah.
patches in it that sound cool without effects. So
But put
Yeah,
them
that's
in the
what I mean.
demo
We
then.
need
If
to
that's
hear
the
that
only
demo.
demo out there,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm
And
gonna,
if the lecture
sorry,
said
I'm
we
gonna
want
stick
to
up for it.
review, I'm happy to review it.
I'm sticking
happy
up
to
for it.
review it.
Yep,
I'm with you.
I'm sticking up for it.
interested.
I appreciate the effort. You know, it's fine, but it just make the demo sound a little better. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I was
Make
to
us
make
want
it,
to buy one.
guys, if I was to make a demo of something that I made, I'd probably balls it up as well. And it's actually not easy to be really good at this stuff, making demos of gear, because a lot of these people that make these things, they aren't necessarily brilliant musicians. They might
they're
be
not
brilliant
communicators
engineers.
necessarily,
Yeah.
But you pass it through friends before you upload it. Don't just assume. Don't live in a vacuum.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they might be living in a vacuum. You don't know.
They might be living
Like, it's
or more,
possible.
more an
And
echo
they-
chamber.
Could be a boy in the bubble situation, Andy. You know?
It could be, but you
Yeah.
know. But you know, a lot of people hate digital. They hate the cold digital. They hate the raspy, nasty, kind of harsh stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily hate that. The Venom has a ton of nasty sounds on it, but it also has some beautiful stuff on it too. So it just
I mean,
depends.
you did any of you guys go to art school or do art in high school? I'm sure
Yeah.
we all did.
I
art,
can't even
right?
draw a
I
stick,
did
man.
that.
Do you guys remember
I
this?
hung out with arty people.
Do you guys ever remember this being mentioned in an art type subject, right? Where they said that if it's art and it provokes a reaction, then it's doing its job.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
what's
sure.
this doing right now?
definitely,
Yeah, it's definitely out there to
reaction.
provoke,
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
provoke
that's
a
fine.
response of some kind. It's just that not, and the people, there are people out there who, when provoked, they will part with their money.
Mm.
Then we call them.
I mean, a
artists.
tiny dot on a white
So
canvas is considered art. It definitely provokes a response.
It's
Would I want to buy it? Probably not.
Well, yeah.
So-
I mean, Andy Warhol absolutely thrived on that particular
Yeah.
typology of art. That's what he thrived on. And there's other artists who have done it too. Salvador Dali was one.
Well, that Dada Fluxus stuff is the same thing. Like the Yoko
Yeah.
Ono bite of the
Yeah,
apple,
Sean-
put on a podium. That's art. you
Yeah.
know.
I mean, last week I talked about that French film
You're
where
right,
they sat in a cafe. That's art that won awards at Cannes. You know, there's all sorts of examples of this, but it's actually not really about what the topic is. It's more about the reaction that people get from things. And I think that's what these guys, like if you actually go and look at their website, you will get that vibe from them. Their company has that sort of real, you know, we're different, we're alternative. We're going to approach music in an alternative way.
It's high tech trolling.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so.
well, it's certainly challenging. They're trying to challenge the musical landscape.
Okay, Wags has sleuthed
bold.
it. Good on you, Wags. Let's have a look, see if we can get it. £1,885. There you go. So it was wrong. Google, you get a slap this week, Google. £1,885. Just wait for that one to come up. And
It's not that expensive.
there we go. £1,885. I don't know. I mean, that's way over $3,000 for me and Chris. It is expensive in our land, but
If it does all those engines well, then it'd be worth it. But I said so far the output hasn't convinced me. So
yeah. Well, you know, maybe.
I mean, my Poly Evolver was about $2,000, and now it's about probably $5,000. So
How many of those do you reckon you'd buy instead of like, a bunch of violins or something? I can imagine universities buying a couple of these because it fits perfectly into the curriculum of here's some sound exploration.
You
Yeah.
reckon these
It's
days?
different. It's
What about-
Just a shot
cutting
of
edge?
cash.
What about this as a VST?
Yeah,
as an
that and the
option.
fact, don't forget, a lot of the young generation only have a 30-second attention span. You're going to need more than a 30-second attention span to get some out of this, aren't you, really?
Well, yeah, that is
plus
that
if
is the
VST
problem.
makes sense, it's already digital. So there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, it did say AI drawing, so maybe you could just let AI just play it, and then you won't even have to bother.
I mean, I'm still on that, kids drawing on the wall type theory. I think
Yeah.
take it down to a kindergarten and see what happens with this.
that Samsung.
What if you
fridge
spent
with
hours
the-
trying to get something and they draw something and it comes out fantastic?
Imagine that. that they've tapped into the the
Yeah.
brilliance of the baby's scribble.
You know those fridges with the screen in them?
Yeah,
Like Samsung
Yeah.
fridges? Imagine
Yeah.
if you had that thing on the screen and then, your friend came and said, "Oh, isn't it lovely the pictures your son's drawing?" It's like, that's my art. Excuse me.
I remember that thing. There's a guy at Superbooth had a prototype where you draw. It has like a light screen, and you draw on it, and it does synth based on your drawings. I don't know if you guys remember that. It's kind of a one-off. It didn't really last very long. You don't see it anymore. But this, I as an artist type person, I mean, I love paint and Photoshop and all kinds of other drawing stuff. It's great to mix the two things together. Mix drawing and synthesis. It's amazing. Like the old Fairlight light pen stuff. It's very, very clever. It's just how does it come out in the end? That's the problem.
Etch a sketch.
Mixing those ideas is cool.
Etch a sketch on OP1, yes.
Etch a sketch
sketch on
waveforms.
OP1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
OP1 is a sequencer. Etch a sketch. Yeah.
yeah, I remember that. I do miss my OP1. Stop punishing me, guys. It's either this show or an OP1. So
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Mine needs repairing actually. So.
yeah. Okay, we do have one more product to show, and I'm actually really happy with the discussion, guys. You actually did well. We had some differences in opinion on this, and definitely, I feel like these guys have hit a chord, albeit not a very good one.
Yeah. I might send them an email asking me if they'll send us one for review.
Definitely send me one.
Yeah, not to keep, just to have for a while.
Now, Daren, I'm just going to move you out the way for a sec because you're actually blocking. Oh, yeah, actually, kind of not. Anyway, so what are we looking at here? We're looking at the little red rectangle on the right-hand corner. Yes, it's a tiny little module, isn't it? Isn't it cute? What is it?
2 HP.
Well, it's the MEMS mic from Intellijel, little 2 HP jobber, as Chris said. And they've done a good job in doing a little video for us as well. Good on Intellijel, they're awesome people. But let me just tell you a couple of things about it quickly. It is a compact and powerful microphone, 2 HP as we mentioned. It's a micro electromechanical, which is the MEM part of the name, and a system microphone brings audio capture into your modular system, full capable handling things like voices and instruments and ambient sounds around that it picks up. And it can also be used as an experimental feedback device as well. It's small but versatile, and it's made in Canada. Of course it is, because it's from Intellijel, another Canadian manufacturer today. It does flat frequency responses of approximately 6 hertz up to 20 kilohertz, so that'll be good for the human ears, I would say. I can't even hear 20 kilohertz, so it's doing well. Output level adjustable via the front panel slider, and there's an optional CV control. When modulated by the CV, the slider acts as an attenuator. There's a dual output, there's a patch, and modulate 2 channels independently for stereo capture and effects, and you get visual feedback via the little LEDs on it. So you get red for overload and green for activity. It's a very fixed low frequency roll off on it, which is there's a switch there, which is approximately 180 hertz at -6 decibels per octave. Yeah, a little bit deep because it's 2 HP, so they've put the electronics that way. It's 35 millimeters deep. Really, really low power consumption on this, like 19 milliamps on your rail. So it's really not drawing much at all, which is actually quite insane. Very, very new. Only got released 3 days ago. Tell you the price in a minute. You'll be happy. Don't worry, Daren. It'll be okay. You can kick Dave out and put this in instead. Right, here we go.
Could fit a lot of
You are now listening to Intellijel MEMS Mic.
Intellijel MEMS Mic.
Intellijel MEMS Mic. Intellijel MEMS Mic.
Intellijel MEMS Mic is a 2 HP microphone module. It's a quick source of audio or modulation for any patch, with a tiny Omni mic component behind the panel. MEMS Mic has a level slider, a high-pass switch, LED indicators, level CV input, and a microphone output. And that's all there is to it. So let's explore some MEMS Mic patches.
Anyway, I think you guys get the idea. I think this video is kind of showing more about the other products that they can sell that actually make this microphone do good things. $99 US is the price that they're selling this for. You guys might remember Mutable Instruments did a little collaboration a while back with someone, I can't remember who it was now. I've got one over there actually called Ears.
Music theme?
Music thing, that's it, yeah. Yep. Something like that. So it's kind of similar to that, but it's not the same, but it's similar. But they're contact mics. And I don't know, if I had one of these, multigrain is kind of like their new flagship module that they've just released in the last few months, and I think they want to see what people complement it with, and I think this is kind of fits in with that. And I don't know, if it was me and I had a multigrain and one of these microphones, it'd probably pick up me farting in the studio quite a bit.
It'd pick up Bonnie.
Bonnie snoring.
Pick up Bonnie. Yeah. It could sound awesome.
I can't remember what the ears cost, but I'm sure it was less than $99, if I remember.
Yeah, it was cheap. I have one too. Yeah.
What about the Behringer one?
There's a Behringer one, isn't there? Yeah.
The Radar,
that's right. Have they actually released that yet, though?
$79. Yeah, good point. Behringer Vaporware. Yeah.
No, you can get it. It's, it's about 30 quid. 30 quid.
It's
$29
contact mic.
US.
Yeah, but it is a contact mic versus a MEMS mic. The thing about this mic is that it's more like what's in your mobile phone or your laptop.
Yeah, electric condenser
for
kind of mic. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that it's nanotechnology on silicon physical condenser mic. So it is different from a contact mic. It reacts differently. It obviously has much more throw. It can pick up a lot.
And you can buy those cord clip-on mics and make anything contact. Those are great.
I've got a couple of them. So I'm assuming you can't plug anything else into this, can you? It's just got the built-in mic. Can't see anywhere.
It is basically a source. It's a source output module. Yeah. Just quickly show you what the
level. That's all.
That's the Behringer one, by the way, which is actually really chunky compared to the ears. The ears was actually
big,
tiny. Yeah.
It contains more though, because it contains the envelope follower aspect. A simple envelope follower in Radar, whereas the MEMS does not contain any envelope follower. You have to put it through an envelope follower to get the CV type functionality.
That's one of the tricks too, by the way. We were talking about weird stuff in Buchla. Don Buchla, one of his favorite things to do was a microphone into an envelope follower into the rest of the Buchla system and go all kinds of weird noises and make crazy live synthesis stuff with his voice.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
And that Ben guy that did the Star Wars
Ben
Burt R2D2 voice, right? He used an envelope follower through the ring mod,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On the ARP 2600.
Make it, pace his speech as if it was R2D2 speaking.
Yeah, like,
so if you're going to do avant-garde stuff, you can have your voice control your synth. Yeah,
phrasing and you're creating a language and expressing it that way.
It was called, he called it binary. It was actually kind of cool. The ARP 2600 Behringer clone is relatively cheap, right? And I feel like a lot of people have one. I would say a lot more than people actually admit. There's a lot of people that have got the Behringer ARP.
I got one for just over $400. I mean, how could he say no?
Yeah. So you could actually put this through that. Most people have one.
Yep.
Let's say most people. Not everyone, but most. And then you've got yourself a little envelope follower with this. It's kind of cool. Or you could just buy the Radar from Behringer for $30 US. Actually, you know what? It's not a joke. Both of them would be useful in their little funny ways.
Yeah, different ways. Yeah, because as I said, they're different type of technology. They'll react differently.
Yep.
To the same source. So.
Although, if you want to do like the R2D2, whatever, you'd want a handheld mic like he did in the movie, because this is going to pick up all of the extraneous noise, like the body clicks and like they were saying. It's cool for all that contact mic-y stuff, but it's going to pick up everything. You
heard it in the video.
Move every time you tap it. Exactly. Yeah. So
Every little nuance.
A handheld mic would be better for that stuff.
Yeah. Which is why I joked before about how it picks up everything that I do in the studio if I had one, because that's literally what it would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when someone leaves their wireless Rode mic on and they go to the bathroom.
Yeah, well, years ago, my wife was breastfeeding her child, and the kid put his hand on one of the buttons on the mobile phone and called someone, and she didn't know the phone had called, and this guy's answered the phone, and she's, I don't know, doing something in the room, and this guy rang her back about a day later and said, "Did you know that you were talking to me for about an hour? And I thought you were having a conversation with me." She's like, "I never rang you. What are you talking about?"
I get butt dialed all the time.
Wow.
Because my name, because Andy is at the top of everyone's name list, I get automatically dialed by everyone's butt phone. So
you're
I hear the weirdest stuff.
Pocket dialer, pocket dialer.
Yeah, I've got a butt phone. I've done a few butt phones in my time.
Well,
I hear some crazy stuff too. So.
This module brings the butt dialing to Eurorack. How's that sound?
Yeah. The butt dialer of Eurorack. This module.
Intellijel are going to kill me now. No, they'll definitely have a chuckle about that.
Put it on the poster.
It's a cool addition to their range.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. They make good stuff.
We like it.
Do.
We do like it.
Let's have a quick look at what the chatties have been saying. Yeah, kind of just iterating what we're saying. Could use it on a vocoder, says Smithy. That's not a bad idea. There is a vocoder module that just got released recently. Yeah, I forgot about the radar. I actually really forgot about it. I remember joking about it when it came out, and I kind of filed it in. Oh, I don't care because I've already got an ear, so I didn't really care about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
What is that? Eric, radar 6 HP? Is it?
What's Eric saying? The local news leaves the mics live all the time while they're not on air, but still streaming. Wow.
Exactly. That's the best. Well, them and some famous presidential feeds over the years where they had those press conference things and they left it on. And Bill Clinton did some really embarrassing stuff once a long time ago.
So Tracy's saying that Sarah Bell Reed carries on about that Buchla technique all the time.
She's great. She does a lot of academic, cool, synthy stuff. Yeah.
Good on you, Tracy, for pointing that out. Cool. By the way, you don't need... Intellijel will kill me for saying this. You don't need to buy that module, I guess. You could just buy yourself one of those types of microphones as a literal audio microphone somewhere and then plug it in as an audio input to something. It would do the same job. Yep. I believe, Chris, if you tell me if they're wrong, I believe they're passive, aren't they, in their electronic design, right? So if you connect it to an audio source, it should be enough voltage in the audio connection for it to work.
I don't know about if it has an inbuilt amplifier.
Right.
I know that the technology, of course, uses such small stuff, carbon atoms and stuff like that, that it's, it's very sensitive. And of course, they would probably use neodymium in the magnet part of it, so... Probably.
Maybe it needs a bit of a trickle of voltage, yeah. Well, 19 milliamps. Wow. That's not much, is it?
That's probably mostly 2 LEDs.
Yeah, that's probably what that is. There is a little LED on there, isn't there?
No, there'll be an op amp in there because it's got a VCA.
Yep.
So, yeah.
All right.
Remember, circuits like crystal radios, they're powered by the signal itself. I mean,
you
can make some stuff.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
There's a few things like that.
Daren, don't get upset. That's it for products this week, mate. Don't get upset.
Oh.
I know you wanted more. Yes.
We had a good chat about them, though.
Yeah, we did. I like that. It was good, It's kind of weird. Sometimes you show these things on the show and you get nothing. You get crickets. And sometimes you show things and you think, people will laugh at it, and you get a big, long discussion about it. Who knows? It's a mixed bag, isn't it? Right. Well, let us know in chat if you're going to buy anything that I showed this week. So you're going to get a low-pass gate from Tokyo Tape Music Center. Are you going to get the OVUM for the eurorack, which is that weird 5 oscillator thing with no labels on it? Or you're going to get the ARC-C, which has got everyone talking. I don't know if it's good or bad or what. And then there's a little contact mic from Intellijel. Cheapest thing out of the whole lot this week was Intellijel, which is actually not always what Intellijel do.
Well done, guys.
Wait, how much was that again? How
Just
much was the mic?
$99. Just $99.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Smithy wants to get the breastfeeding module. Yes.
Can you get? It comes with the parenting module too.
I can't remember. There was a weird YouTube video with this guy that circuit broke a whole bunch of stuff, and there was this weird kid's toy. It was kind of like a rubber thing that you squeezed, and it made a squeaky sound, but it had like a little electronic. I don't know if it was an accelerometer or something in there. When it did that, it triggered something, and it looked sincerely like a female appendage. I was cracking up laughing when I saw it. It's actually, if you search for circuit break videos, you'll find it pretty quick. It's on there. It's pretty popular.
Was it called the boob?
The boob.
Well, I would say someone's yet to make a real doll MIDI interface. So there you go.
Indeed. All right. I think it's time to squeeze in a clue for the synth quiz. I do. I feel like we can do that. A lot of people say that I usually do it after the news, and that is your clue. The second clue is after. There you go. Wow. Ian's writing it down as he does.
It doesn't help me.
It doesn't help him. I mean, he's still writing.
This one won't help. This is a tough one.
Last week was the only time that I ever got close, and I didn't bloody say it.
Yeah, last week was fun. I enjoyed last week.
Yeah.
Right, let's do the last segment before we do Saturday Sonority, and that's Price Watch, everybody's favourite. Andy, don't worry, I got you covered, mate. We got some cool stuff this week.
I was sleeping this week, so
yeah, I understand, mate. Let's start with the ARP Quartet, which is, I watched this video recently, actually. Which showed a lot of the ARP stuff, and I didn't actually realize there's kind of like obviously there's a chronology of when they came out. What was their first product to what was their last, and obviously one of their last was the Avatar, which people say killed them. It didn't. It was they were dying before that came out. But the Quartet was one of their one of their more newer products. Not their last, but definitely one of their more newer ones when you compare it to some of the others. So it came out, I think, in 79. I don't think it said 79 on the listing, but I think it is. We don't just
they have a sewing machine switch other. See the little switch there?
Yeah. Now, I'm going to bring up the... what do we got here? This is a reverb listing, this one. Where are we? Do we have photos? Yeah, it was worth looking at the reverb listing. Here we go.
Oh, so it doesn't say shipping until you pick it, I think.
This is US, by the way, Andy. Just for you. US dollars. Here we go. So, I remember actually playing one of these as a young teenager, and I don't know if you guys, when you were teenagers, you probably weren't really... if you're like me, you probably weren't really brand aware, as we are now. Like, obviously, ARP have got a very famous name for them. But what reminded me of this is the interface. As soon as you look at it like this is kind of how you'd be welcomed to it if it was, on a stand type thing. Obviously, the pedal would be on the floor. But I just remember this thing, and yeah, quite a cool thing to play with, actually.
Pretty colours.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like in Sonic stuff a little bit later in Sonic stuff.
Well, it's basically a little orchestra. That's what this is, using analog synthesis. So it's kind of got the I don't know if this was a collaboration or circuits out of Eminence's gear. Because don't forget, ARP did use a bit of Eminence's electronics in some of their gear. So I'm not sure. Something that someone can check that out. Like the string, the string was from the famous Eminence organ, which was in the Selena, right? So it's exactly the same string. But there's the beautiful quartet back, which people would have seen in concerts. But there you go. Oh, Seal, that's right. It was Seal, not Eminent. It was Seal. I remember it now.
Lexington, Massachusetts.
Yes. And then you got some...
Yeah, it's back on the high-low outputs. That was the old days.
Bit of paint degradation there going on. There we go. So, yeah, what is it, $800? That's not a bad price, I feel. Better than a poke in the eye?
Better than a poke in the eye.
Better than a
Kicking
poke
the
in
nuts,
the eye.
yeah.
Kicking
That
the
looks
nuts.
like it could have been stored somewhere damp, though, with that paint degradation.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah,
It could.
no.
I mean, it does tend to look a little bit like rust, perhaps, but it might not be. It might just be purely...
Could be tape rash.
Yeah. Now,
Tape rash.
the next one, I feel Wagyu needs, like, someone needs to take his wallet away from him. The next one, I'm just preparing him right now, because I know he'll be, like, chaffing at the bit to get this one. Here we go. This is the Roland PB300 Rhythm Plus and the PR800 piano recorder set. And I'll be honest with you guys, I never knew this stuff existed. Unless I've had a lobotomy and I've forgotten about it. I never ever knew about this stuff at all. So let's have a quick look at this. It's on Reverb.
Wow.
$555 US. I
Got
believe.
that old-timey font for Rhythm Plus there.
Yeah, but look at all that, hey? Variation, nuances, chords, fill-in measures. So this is, the rhythm side. You got swing and cha-cha. Anchor as well. I haven't seen an anchor on a drum machine for a bit. Rhythm break. There you go. And you got the piano...
Nuance switch.
The piano digital recorder. So that one's got me like, what is that? What MIDI is that recorder? Piano digital recorder? What is that? Does it record like MIDI? Is it like notes? Is this before MIDI? What is this? Very interesting indeed.
Yeah, you got tempo.
I like the nuance switch. Add some nuance to your.
Yeah. I mentioned that.
Yeah,
I like it too. That's cool. What your music needs is a bit of extra nuance. I've got a switch for that.
Wagu's hovering over the buy now button. I'm sure he's doing it right now. It does have MIDI on it, so we know it's 80s. Okay, we know it's 80s.
Ooh, yeah.
Internal clock. Connect them both together. Serial numbers for those playing along at home. Geez, it's raining really loud here. Sorry about the noise.
Yeah,
in the background.
it was raining here some minutes before you.
Which is kind of normal. It goes south to north.
Correct.
There you go. There's a nice crack on it. If you want to buy it, you're getting a bit of crack.
Yeah, I've never heard of Enka. Is it like an African beat or something? What is Enka?
I had a plumber say that to me once. He said, added bonus, when you use me, you get a bit of crack. Right, so there's your interesting Roland products that I've never ever heard before.
Now the joke is say no to crack, especially when it looks like this, right? So
it paired with the Piano Plus, did it? Okay. Is the Piano Plus one of those little rack mount things as well? Roland Piano Plus. Ooh. Images. Oh no, it's like a keyboard. Right. Roland Piano Plus, and these have got a Piano Plus too. You guys can Google that yourselves. I'm not going to do that now.
I reckon it's a MIDI recorder then.
I wonder how many of these are in
Yeah,
Mexico.
Anchor, definitely Anchor.
I think so.
Guys, check if you have never ever heard an Anchor beat. Check it out. It's actually kind of interesting. Yeah,
Cool.
It might inspire you to do things. Right, next is very interesting indeed. do you guys like white elephants? Well, here's one.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
The CDX 0652, the Chord Ovox combo organ and synth. 3,200 US. This thing is on reverb as well.
Yes, I don't know much about these things, but I've seen them and I know that they're expensive.
Not terribly expensive. I mean, Pussy likes
That's
it.
great, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roland
Got
Stan with the
painting
Moog synth.
behind it. Yeah.
Oh, the original brochure from 1974, guys. There it is. Okay, so
Just for fun, I looked up Enka. There's the first link in YouTube was Enka Classics: The Emotional Power of Japanese Blues.
yeah,
Cool.
okay, so you got double synths, upper manual 44 note keyboard, lower manual 49 note keyboard. You got a pedal board that's optional. There's 6 flute, general sustain on all the flute voices. You got percussion. You got a mixed control, vibrato, couple of switch. This is just in case you can't read that. Manual bass with 17 notes. You've got where are we? Skipping through the crap.
Proper drawbars though.
A molded. I can't read this. Is it A85 or ABS? No, it's ABS. Sorry, it's really hard to read. Molded ABS plastic cabinet. I should read what I'm reading. Includes a carry bag. I don't think this does though. Okay, so preset voices. Here we go. 9 preset voices. You got piano, sax, guitar, flute, banjo, clarinet, string, trumpet, and horn. I mean, this thing would be very frustrating eventually if you bought it.
But that's every instrument.
Yeah. Daren, how about you? How do you feel about the white elephant?
I think it's quite interesting. I like the plastic. And we had one of these on before, or something very much like it.
We had the other Moog thing
sure
that was like it's very similar, but it's not the same.
Yeah, with the plastic
Yeah.
sort of molded. Yeah.
Plastic box.
Yeah. It's different, I'll give it that.
Hmm.
They don't make it like that now, do they?
No, they don't.
Yeah, I think
Indeed.
I'll put that in the studio. So I can fit it anywhere.
Very good. All right. Do I have any more? The answer is yes, indeed, we do.
I like
And
the
I
green
think-
light, wherever what's that from?
Now,
Yeah.
if you thought this was a crap Moog product, then maybe we should have a look at the next one. This is the Sonic 6.
Oh dear.
This was very polarizing, this one, the Sonic 6.
It's a suitcase, yeah.
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 I've had people tell me to stay away from these. This one's on eBay, by the way. Let's go and have a look at eBay. So 2,799 US schmackaroonies. This one's in San Diego, Andy. Not too far from you. A couple hours drive. Yeah. There's actually 2 of these.
8 or 9 hours. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, but you're in a Tesla. A couple of hours, mate. No, just kidding.
No Teslas. I refuse to look or touch or use one. I hate Teslas.
I know you do.
Yes.
That's why I said it.
And the guy.
Imagine a troll face right now.
We shall not mention his
Yes.
name.
Okay, so yeah, synth in a suitcase. What else can I say? I mean, it really is kind of cool. It's a kind of cool thing. Moog definitely had these interesting ideas, didn't they, over the years?
Very plasticky.
Blow molded case.
There it is.
Good for
It looks in
good
pretty
for
good
power
condition
tools,
for its
but
age, though. Yeah, good for power tools.
Good for power tools, not so great for synths.
I mean, I don't remember what I know. Kent was talking crap about it before, but is it just the limited options it has? I mean, it has a ladder filter, it has a Moog oscillator, and so I mean, it's got to sound halfway decent, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But he wasn't terribly happy with them.
I mean, it's poorly built or something. I don't know. Yeah.
It probably is.
What's he said? He says, "Let me guess. The shop is called Shite Arrows."
Oh, Kent is there. Hey, Kent, what's wrong with this thing?
Oh, hey, Kent.
Yeah,
Does it sound bad? Was it poorly made? What's going on?
It's got the classic ladder filter in it. It's got 2 VCOs, sample and hold, ring mod, built-in speaker. Its unique sound shaping has an XY modulation feature.
That's cool.
Yeah. Listen to this. This is in the email listing. While this synthesizer is often referred to by sellers as high on crack price, I'm pleased to offer this one for less than half of what other delusional synth dealers are trying to get for it. I love that.
Addressing the argument straight up front. I like that.
If he really wants to sell this, he should have green check marks in the title. He's got to have the check marks.
This particular one's been serviced by a guy called Synth Chaser in August this year, and he's cleaned the switches, pots and sliders, refurbished the keyboard with new bushings, cleaned the bus bars and the contacts, and tuned and calibrated the synth. So yeah, there you go.
I think Synth Chaser is a YouTube channel. I think I've seen that.
Anyway, I did enjoy that listing. That's why I brought it on the show, because I thought that comment was insane. Perfect. That's it for Price Watch. ARP Quartet, vintage analog, Roland weirdness, the Moog White Elephant, or the Moog Sonic 6. What would you get, guys? ARP, yeah.
ARP. I think the ARP, yeah.
Yeah. Of that stuff, maybe the ARP.
Nah. The ARP Quartet would probably be one of the least favourite ARP products for me.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. You'll be very disappointed with it pretty quickly, Ian.
Yeah, I think you're right. Never played one, but
I go for
it's very simple.
I go for the big plastic Moog.
I'm intrigued by those Roland products. I think I just kind of feel they're interesting. Because it's not something that you see that often, and they weren't that much either to buy. I thought, what was it, $555? Yeah, maybe a little pricey, but I'm not sure. Anyway, there we go. Price watch done. We can do the last clue of Synth Quiz now, I guess, and we can get into the rest of the show. So where are we up to? We've got this button to press here. Oh, geez, I nearly pressed the wrong button. Event is the third clue. Event.
Wow.
Yeah.
It has a sequencer. Whatever it is, it has a sequencer for sure.
Yeah. So make your guesses, guys. So put in Ranzee so I can see it. Synth Quiz, and then your guess. See what you can come up with.
I have no idea. Absolutely no idea.
So Kent was saying that thing just sounds horrible. The Sonic 6. He was talking shit about the Sonic 5 also. So.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some guesses coming in, guys. Keep them coming. So a few of the comments was, it sounds horrible. What was the other one? I saw another comment about it.
I had asked a laundry list of stuff. He said everything. So he hated everything about it.
What you can hide in the case was the comment that I saw. Thought it was quite funny. You could hide a fair bit of stuff in the case. I won't say what the stuff is, but you guys have got the idea. All right, 2 guesses have come in for the Synth Quiz. Come on, guys. More than 2 people can. Surely more 2 people would play. You can guess anything you like. Have a stab. Try your luck. There's no prizes. It's just bragging rights. I'm not going to reveal. Everyone is worried now because Wagoo's put his guess in, and they think, oh, well, he's put his guess in now. It's got to be right, doesn't he?
Yeah, well.
The sad thing is he's probably right, and I have an ESQ1, and these don't look familiar to me, so I don't know.
2 of them do. But I'll go with my original thought.
Okay. Go with your original thought then. Do that. While we're doing that, I'm going to screenshot the manual.
Oh, good. Song mode, yeah.
Where did I get those names from? That's the question. Where did I get those names from? That's what you guys are scratching your head right now thinking, what did I get those names from? All right.
I think 2 of them are buttons and 1 of them might be in the manual.
Maybe.
Because, yes.
I mean, if you go by the theme lately, it was one of the things you covered in Price Watch, but
True.
I didn't notice any of those controls in Price Watch. So,
sometimes it might be, and sometimes it might not be. Yes.
Who knows where inspiration will come from?
Yes, indeed. The randomness of my crazy brain is what you guys have to come up with now, put up with. I can't believe you guys have been put up with this.
You're like a sample and hold.
That's it, mate.
Yeah.
Ah, dear.
Just a noise source.
Okay, so what do we got? Oh, we've got some interesting guesses here. Wow. Look at these guesses. Look at these guesses. Do you guys give up? Do you want me to reveal it? Ian, what are you guessing? Put it in chat.
I haven't put a guess.
Come on, put something in.
TB303.
You've written stuff down on a piece of paper, surely.
That's not too bad.
I have, but I have. No, I mean, I've written the clues down, but I've got no. I keep coming thinking. I'm trying to think of a synth with those.
Yeah, I keep thinking it's on some of the
on the
sequencer
front panel.
based on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you've got ideas, you should follow your ideas. That's what I would say. Yeah. All right, let's
I don't trust my ideas.
Let's put you guys out of the misery. Let's put you guys out of the miseries of the synth quiz. Yes, indeed. Where is my... I've got to get the screenshot that I just did. So it's out of the manual. Yeah, I'm relaxing, guys. Sorry, I had to work all day today. I'm a bit tired. Here we go. There's your answer.
Wow. I never got that.
It's a sequencer. There you go.
That.
There you go.
Yeah, you're right.
Akai MPC 1000. You guys can see the word locate. You guys can see the word event.
Yeah.
You guys can see the other one. The other word that was on there. What was the other word?
After.
There it is.
Yeah. Where's after? Where's after?
Under the MPC 1000 logo.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So what the hell does that button do?
It's the Q-Link. It's the Q-Link stuff. So, yeah.
Right. No.
Yeah, okay.
I would have never have got that.
Well, I'm quite pleased with myself because I beat Wagoo.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes. No.
Well done.
I don't think Wagoo was trying that hard. Were you trying that hard, Wags? Let us know. Yes. It is a sampler, but you can use it as a synthesizer. If you these MPC 1000s definitely had synthesizer capabilities in them.
Yeah.
They had filters. They had
stretching.
Yeah,
you could do the stretching, time stretching.
Wagoo said he tries the same every week. There you go. So he did try. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I haven't ventured into eurorack yet for Synth Quiz. I could.
Oh my god.
We are going to run out of synths eventually. I don't know when, but
you did for name that synth though. Remember that?
Yeah, wasn't that funny? Didn't that get everyone butt hurt? Oh, I enjoyed that. That was one of my favourites. Yes. Nothing like a little bit of butthurt humans having a big cry.
Controversy.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo, boo-hoo.
Yeah. Have a big cry, guys. All right, let's do Saturday Sonority. Right. Well, I'm sort of reclining in my chair and having a nice Saturday evening. It's about 11 o'clock, by the way, for Chris and I. So we are entitled to, be a little bit more tired than you guys. The topic this week I set was, new synth ideas or new synthesis ideas. You can have either, and synth ideas is keep it simple anyway. It's kind of the same word. And obviously that ARC-C thing was, what inspired me to come up with that topic. We don't have to talk about that. We can talk about anything you like because it does say ask us anything. Now, I do remember earlier in the show, DaVinci Girl did put a question in the chat. I don't know if DaVinci Girl's still in the chat. Redo your question and we can ask that. I think it was something to do with ground loop lifting devices.
Yep.
I think it was something to do with that. But ask it again so we can get the question right. I'll just double check to see if she's in there. Yeah. Still in there. Good. They're still watching. Ask it again. I can't scroll up. It won't let me go all the way back up to the start, unfortunately. Yeah, it doesn't go all the way back. It goes to something. Anyway, while we're waiting for DaVinci Girl's question, we will, over to you guys. It's Saturday Sonority. The chatties can be involved.
Can I just say it's quite sad to see that we've lost another music retailer here in the UK. We've lost Music Matters. They've gone into receivership.
Oh, which one is that, Ian?
That's Music Matters.
Music Matters? I don't know if I've heard of
Big
that.
chain?
Yeah, it's up at Preston
Big
area.
enough, yeah.
And
I bought
Jamie used to use
quite
it
a
a
bit
lot.
from them in the past. Yeah.
Oh, didn't Jamie talk about this a few weeks ago, though?
Yeah,
I thought
they
it
was
was
having
just
issues with him, and then they couldn't find out why. And then
That's right. He was having
and then
issues, wasn't he? But then
That's what it was. He was having
Yeah.
issues because he bought something from him, didn't he?
and now they have actually gone bust apparently.
Yeah,
but
that's
it was-
right.
yeah.
He was gonna have a
Yeah.
punch up in the car park with him.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
that was
it sucks when
extremely
a company
interesting.
does that. Yeah.
Well,
I
no
just-
idea they're going to
it's like
close
it
them
says,
until they're
if you
gone.
knew- It was never.
always-
I don't think it was ever open on a Saturday, and it's in a retail park, and it was well off the beaten track. You wouldn't
Was it?
never have found it without having. Yeah, I went a few times. I got a few things from it. I think. What did I get? That I got the Waldorf Pulse 2, a few other things as well. But it was like,
I bought.
yeah, it was. It just
Online.
you'd never know it was there. So it wasn't going to get footfall that way. You have to sort of like find it on the website and then physically go. And like a lot of people now are buying off the website rather than even bothering to go to a shop.
Oh, it's up
Well,
near
you could-
Lancashire. Wow.
You could say the
Yeah,
same
Preston.
about Gear for Music. They're on a retail park, and you have to literally go there. There's not much else around. There's lots of other units around, but they've got a football-sized pitch showroom on a retail park.
I think they've just got a big enough online presence and a sort of big enough presence, whereas Music Matters was a little bit more sort of small. If you've not got a big presence, then I think you're going to struggle.
Yeah, they were always good on price, though. That's why I ended up buying from them a couple of times, at least a couple of times.
Yeah.
They were able to undercut some of the other guys,
How long
But
did it take you to
that
drive
might
to
be our
Preston, Darren?
problem.
For where they were, it was probably about an hour.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought it might have been
Yeah.
longer. Does it take about an hour and a half to get to
No.
Blackpool, does it?
It's about an hour and 15 minutes to get to Blackpool, and it was sort of very similar to Preston, even though it was a bit further. It worked out very similar time, so between an hour and a half and an hour, depending on the traffic.
Yeah, they had Solihull, Stratford-on-Avon, obviously Preston.
Mm.
So So they had, 2 or 3 stores, but there were... Yeah, but it's
Did they
always
show
quite
any
sad to
signs
some
of
extent.
having trouble, like crazy sales too many times, or other weird stuff like not restocking things? And all
No,
that?
I haven't been looking lately, so I'm not sure.
No, they didn't seem to. No, it looked like it was doing very similar to like you've got Signal Sounds, Rubber Dub. Then it was just.
Yes.
I thought it was ticking along just like they were, but obviously it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
what have we
it is
got?
sad.
We've got big stores like Anderson's, Gear for Music, Juno, Signal Sounds, Rubber Dub, Elevator Sounds.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I bought more from Juno than probably anybody else. Well,
I've just bought this from
and
Juno. I bought that from Juno that came.
Yeah.
So
Juno, I mean, there's a Juno in Leeds. I think it started in Leeds, but there's also one in London. They are a good company to deal with. They were very helpful trying to sort out my Soma issue.
And they're pretty cheap. They do a lot of stuff.
They're very good on price.
It's fairly cheap.
Yeah.
So I've bought
because
that.
I would always prefer to deal with them because they were, they were originally based in Yorkshire. So the Yorkshire company to start off with. They started as a little record shop in Leeds back in the 80s.
Yeah, I remember because I actually went and got records because some of my old vinyl collection I get from Juno. I even went to the actual place and go upstairs, sorting through records and stuff. So yeah.
I mean, they still sell records now, but they're,
Yeah. But having said that, I don't use Tolman anymore since Brexit happened and we had that issue. I've not used them since
before the pandemic. The last thing I bought from Tolman was my Hydrosynth, and that was before the pandemic.
Most of the Japsa Sands I bought from Tolman because that was the only place really you could get them from, all the different bits.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've not bought any. It's usually, like I say, Juno, Anderson's, Gear for Music are the 3 I use. Signal Sounds and Rubber Dub. That's what I seem to use.
I like. Have you guys heard of Elevator Sounds?
Yeah.
Elevator Sounds.
I've not been to the shop yet.
They're really cool, those guys.
An hour away from me. I mean, it's mainly modular, but they do other stuff.
They're in Bath, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think they're in Bath.
Bristol.
Bristol, is it?
Bristol.
Okay. I knew it was a B place.
Yeah.
Wait, mainly modular. Forget that crap. No.
Hey, at least it's not Birmingham.
Bath is 16 miles away from me, and Bristol's about 25 miles away from me. Although it still takes over an hour to get there. But
is that by public transport, Ian, or is that by car?
No, that's by car. That's by car. The roads around Somerset are rubbish. There's no more. They haven't invented motorways near our part of Somerset. The nearest is probably the M5, which goes into Bristol.
So what's your biggest music store there, like equivalent to Guitar Center? What do you guys have? It's a really big kind of.
The biggest one in the UK now is Gear for Music.
Okay.
And I bought from Gear for Music when they were called Red Submarine, and they were a recording studio. So Andrew Bass, the guy who owns Gear for Music, I do know him, and I've known him for a number of years. I went there when he had a recording studio, and he started to sell when he had. That's when he. And I remember moving out their second premises, and moving out to the industrial estate. So he's done all right for himself, really. Yeah.
Well, I used to buy from Gear for Music because they used to. I don't know what changed, but maybe it's Brexit or something. But they used to be able to ship stuff to me really cheap, and I'd get it the next day. I'd get it quicker than getting it from Melbourne or something. I'd get it quicker from London or wherever they're from than Melbourne, which was crazy. And because at the time I didn't have to pay VAT on their products because I'm an overseas purchaser. So the price was actually cheaper than what you could buy it for in Australia. So that happened for a while. I bought a couple of Behringer products, a couple of Roland products from them. And then the price of the postage just went through the roof. It was just like just overnight. It went from being
That was the Brexit.
£5 to post something to £50 to post something. It was ridiculous.
Don't you have import duties though?
Yes, but only on items that are over $1,000 Australian. So.
Oh, okay.
And
there was something
technically you have to pay GST on things as well.
Like de minimis.
Yeah.
US.
I have a trade account with Gear for Music, which isn't really. It's only about 5% cheaper than the retail price. It's not a lot. But I mean, there's odd times I've needed something really quickly, and they will ship it overnight for you.
I had a diamond level, whatever it was called, with them. So, you know, if you didn't log in, you'd get their standard retail prices, and then I'd log in as a diamond, and it'd be heaps cheaper.
Yeah.
In some cases, like some things wouldn't be, depending on their markup, I guess, but most cases it was heaps cheaper.
Yeah, they're not always the cheapest, because we were cheaper when we had Pocket to Music. We could be cheaper on certain things with them. Than them. So you have to watch them on price, but.
I actually had one guy email me from Gear for Music at one stage, and he was like, "Oh, we haven't heard from you for a while. What's going on?" It was literally like a personal email, and I just replied to him and I said, "Yeah, Brexit, your shipping prices went through the roof." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, tell me about it, mate." So I reckon they would have lost a heap of
emails from them sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, the guy who bought our shop
with Anderson's.
when he went insolvent. Went to work for Gear for Music.
All right. The other question we had, moving right along, is I don't know what happened to DaVinci Girls, but it was to do with ground lift type questions. So you'd use a direct box, right, guys, in these situations, right? Yeah. You'd use a DI box. Yeah. We call them DI boxes in the industry. Look, I have a little bit of experience with this, but I'm not going to pretend that I'm like completely on top of it. But I will say that the ones that I've used have been the radial engineering ones, because they actually have the Jensen transformers or power conditioners in them, and they're actually the best. These things are built like you could run a truck over these things. They're built so strong. It depends on the top two. You can see the passive and the active. They are probably the two most famous ones you can get. The digital one I'll talk about in a sec. I've owned all three top ones, and there's another one I've owned. So with the passive, the way that works is you actually don't need to power it at all, and it actually handles the separation of signal across the circuit, and it will do the ground lifting or the whatever you call it on that. The active one, so you may get a drop, I guess, in signal using this is kind of the point. The active one, you don't get any drop, and it's preferred to use that one. That's why there's the difference in the two here. The digital one is a USB one. Now, this is the interesting one. So I used to get massive issues with USB devices, and I tried this thing out, and I don't know if it was just me, or maybe I didn't use it right, but I didn't actually get any success out of it. So this was a product that I bought thinking it was going to solve a problem with ground loop noise, and it didn't. And I moved it on really, really quickly. So that was that. Now there's another one down here, the multimedia one, which actually is really good. So I've still got this one. This one is used in the video industry a lot. This one here.
Okay.
So you can connect, because you get one thing if you're using video cameras and you're connecting audio microphones, and you've got different products connecting together, HDMI and all that sort of stuff, you can get some like digital noise. And this got rid of all those problems. There's actually a different one. I think that one's the passive one. There's another one. I don't know if they're still selling it or what, but there's an active one you can get that's multimedia. Maybe they've discontinued, I'm not sure. But anyway, these are the devices that I've used in the past, and they have definitely fixed. They're not cheap, by the way. I will warn you, these guys, they are pretty expensive. Like you're looking at a few hundred, 400, 500 for these boxes. So,
yeah, the passive DI boxes, generally, if you've got long runs, you will get some dropping signal.
Yeah.
But, shorter runs, you're okay. But I've only the ones I've got are cheap. I've got a cheap Behringer one, which can be a bit noisy at times. You have to be careful with it. You know.
I had a weird hum in my Deptford modular case I used to use, and I think it's probably because the power supply was set up in it, because there's like an AC cable going directly into the box and not through a transformer outside the box.
Yeah.
But I found a third-party one on Amazon that was good enough for the time until I switched boxes. So there's some cheaper ones out there you can use that will take the hum out at least.
So if you've got what's that? Is it the Stratocaster or the Telecaster? One of the types of guitar, Fender type guitars, right? Which has got the pickup on it, the humbucker, right? One of them.
That's Telecaster.
So one of them, I forget which one it is, but if you plug that into an amp direct, you'll get this massive, huge noise sound out of it, and you can use one of these, and it actually fixes that problem. So that's interesting how that actually works, and it's not a ground loop noise either. That's actually like it's to do with the the humbucker.
It can be doing how it's been wired.
Yeah, it's.
I have an Aria Telly which doesn't have any problems at all with ground loop. Now maybe the original Fender ones are different. But and that's
that's the trick on some of the old guitars, right? You stand next to your amp to get that feedback that you want sometimes in the performance. So,
but I mean, if you go to certain like gigs, some places where you perform live, they will insist that you have a DI box between your gear and the gear that you're connecting into. A lot of it is because, and there's a couple of gotchas here, right? So a lot of it is because people bring unbalanced connections with them, and you can just if you use a balanced connection, you usually solve that problem. And I guess if you don't really understand what the difference is between balanced and unbalanced, just Google it. There's some really basic explanations that'll tell you in 2 seconds flat.
Common mode rejection.
Yeah. But the DI box, if you've got one in your guitar box, you can buy cheap DI boxes. Behringer make one, I think.
They do. It's really cheap.
It actually does the job. The Behringer one does the job. But I strongly recommend the radial stuff. And the reason for it is the Jensen coils that are in them. I said cores, I meant to say coils. They are built like an absolute, Mack truck. They are so strong, so well built.
So is Behringer copying the radial ones? Is it?
No. It's the theory. They use the electronic theory, but they're not using the gear. They wouldn't be able to, because there's no way to avoid the cost.
Like Goose saying about he never used a DI box on synths. I've never used a DI box on synths, but what happens is that I have synths going into a mixer, or something like the Zoom L8 or L6, and then out to a DI box for the PA. And that's always the route that it goes.
Yeah, whenever it has to go,
you end up using the DI box somewhere.
Well, the passive ones, as I showed before, they're good for the guitar solution that I mentioned. They'll actually work completely fine, and it just removes all of that impedance sort of noise that you hear. And then, sometimes it's to do with, how you've got you've got different levels. So synths are they're line level, right? Guitars are high Z, and then you've got eurorack, which is a different level again. They're all different sort of decibel levels. And then the problem then is you've got all these things coming in, and you've got to try and sort of get it to all play nicely, right? So sometimes these little boxes can sort some of those gremlins out in a kind of simple way. And I feel like if that's the question that Da Vinci Girl was asking earlier, is like, what would be the recommended go-to for those sort of solutions?
Practice.
Yeah. But my advice is balance cables wherever you can.
Yeah.
And now, a balance cable is not going to do jack if the back of your synth that you're plugging it into is an unbalanced connector.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you've got a balance cable chucking it in. It's not even going to be electrically connected in any way whatsoever. So it's literally, you're literally using a balance cable as an unbalanced cable in that scenario. So be careful of that. And a lot of synths will tell you what the connectors are on the back, and you'll be surprised how many are unbalanced.
The other thing to have in your toolbox is to have a ground loop suppressor. They're not expensive.
Yeah, you can get them on Amazon. They're really cheap.
Yeah, I had one. I had a problem in my old studio in Yorkshire, and I just suddenly started to get a ground loop issue. Couldn't find it, but that actually helps to solve it.
The ones you're talking about, they started in the old car stereo days. That's where they came from. Because do you remember we used to have the cassette players in our car, and we used to want to connect the CD player up to it, or and we were introducing these new types of, signal noises into it. So you'd put one of those little ground loop suppressors in, and it would all go away. Because remember, you used to chuck your CD player in it, and you'd hear the zzz as you're accelerating your car through your stereo system. We've all heard it, right? And it got rid of it.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
I do remember in the early days when I first started using sort of several keyboards together, getting ground loop problems and having to take the earth cable off, which, to be honest, in these days is probably quite dangerous. But you'd remove the earth on the 3-pin plug, isolate that, and that would solve your problem.
Yeah. Welcome to Singapore.
Yeah.
They just float around in Singapore. They don't actually have ground there.
No. Buy anything on AliExpress.
Yeah.
we don't connect ground. No, we don't connect ground here. We've got a wire that goes into it. You trim it off the end, and you've done your ground connection. We save dollars.
Speaking of ground in general, what percentage of homes would you say where you guys live still don't have the equivalent of a ground, like a 3-prong thing?
We do in Australia. It's standard here.
Standard, but I mean, you still have plenty of old places that don't, right? So.
No. It's been that way since 1900 and something, whenever electricity started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same in the UK.
Absolutely, mate.
As you go much old houses here, you'll still see the 2-prongers.
Actually, Australia and the UK were someone could correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure we were the forerunners in the world with electrical safety. So this is like mains voltage, right? I'm pretty sure Australia and the UK. So Australians invented the RCD, I believe, if I remember rightly, and the UK were big on the ground. So if you go out to an old 1950s, 1940s house, you would see there'd be an iron stake in the ground with a green and whatever striped cable and connected up somewhere into the house, and that would join into your fuse box somewhere. And that would be your mains earth.
Oh,
is that right, Chris?
I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one outside our house.
In the 70s, I think we changed the colours of cables and stuff. That's all. So now the earth cable is green and yellow. It used to be red, I think. So you cable,
red, black,
really old houses. Red, blue,
black. Red, black, and brown on it, and now it's brown, blue, and green and yellow.
Blue.
Yep. Yeah, that's the same as Australia. Interesting.
On some really old bits of kit, you can occasionally still find all the old colours.
It's not 100% the same everywhere in the world, but the world is starting to standardise, I feel, with a lot of that electrical mains stuff. I mean, I actually recently, visited it when I was doing the mains voltage on my eurorack cases. And I was, I bought this plug, and it didn't have a wiring diagram on how to connect it up, especially with the fuse. And you guys might remember me talking about how I worked it out, but without a little bit of mains knowledge and a bit of that you'd be scratching your head. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't have a clue. Yeah, ground is important.
The UK runs a 3-phase. We run on a loop system, don't we? I think the Americans run differently.
Yeah, you're the same as us. So, but you don't always have
Yeah.
3-phase to your house. You might have a single phase to your house.
No.
Yeah, I mean, my house I've got 3-phase for reasons, but not the average house would only have a single phase, and
I think we've got.
Yeah, but we run on the loop system, whereas the Americans they run off the branch where they branch out, don't they? So they can. Whereas is looped all the way around the earth.
Yeah. Yep.
Americans do that.
Yeah, it's quite interesting though. Like, I mean, I need to get an electrician out here actually, because the PowerPoints over there and underneath that desk, they share the same circuit as the laundry. And if you think about in your house, what's some of the biggest power consuming devices in your house? And a washing machine, when it spins up and it cycles, it really draws a lot of power, right? And I've turned things off in here at the time that the washing machine's been going, and it just pops the RCD. The RCDs have said, oh, not enough amps, bang, pop, off she goes. Yeah, so ground loop noise. I mean, these DI boxes aren't necessarily fixed ground loop noise, by the way. It's just also different other types of noises, right, that you get, impedances and things like that. But would you guys recommend any other brands? Like we talked about Radial. Anything else you guys recommend for a DI? Behringer was mentioned.
I've only got the Behringer ones because they were cheap. But I mean, if I had a PA system, I'd have something better, like your Radials, I think. You know, I mean, with a PA system, you need something better than what you get from the Behringer.
Yeah, Palmer. That was the other one. Yeah, good on you, Wags. I'm glad you mentioned that. It's almost like Wags is in my head, and he's brought out the memory that was spooky, dormant in there. It's spooky.
Wagga Google.
No, but I remember there was a I don't know if it's Palmer. There was another company that did. You could get a rack mount, 19-inch rack mount DI.
Well, that
thing.
was on the website, the radio website that you literally just had.
Oh, was it? Did I miss it?
Yeah.
It
was subliminal.
Oh, there it is there. Yes, it is. It's right there. That's the one.
Gee, I wonder why that's familiar. Yeah, we got you back.
If you just keep flashing images up, he'll just suddenly remember them.
Yeah.
Is it actually going to show the picture or not? Or is it just going to be a little idiot?
No,
going to show a picture?
Be a dick.
Oh my God. What is wrong with you?
Website broken. Yes.
Direct boxes. Look, there's the picture there. Why can't that show me the picture? Anyway, there was the rack mount one. I actually wanted to see the back of it. That's what I wanted to see. So, see if I can find another picture of it. Because I remember looking at this once thinking, oh, that's pretty cool. I never got anywhere with it. Oh, here we go. It just didn't click. I didn't click on the right section of the thing. There's the back of it there.
Oh, yes.
And there. Come on. Where are you? There.
There we are.
That's what I want to see. Cool. So do you see what one thing people don't understand about the DIs, right, is how you've got the balanced, the through, and the input. So they don't really understand how that works. So you'd put your input in, right? So that could be an unbalanced input. And then your balanced output is what goes to the house, to the mixer. But the through is used for what, guys?
Fold back. Goes back to your fold back, doesn't it?
So you can use
monitor it.
Yeah. So you can use the through as like a local connection to what you might want to have, like Chris said, the fold back, or you might want to have it
or something.
Yeah. Or you may want it to be so that it's unbalanced, for example. So that's what the through will give you, an unbalanced connection. That's what they're for. So that's actually something that I considered getting. I wasn't. It wasn't because I had unbalanced connection issues, but I just felt that if you had kind of, if you had a setup where you wanted to just blindly chuck stuff in without having to worry about whether you had the right cable or not. That's what you're using that for. That's kind of the go-to. And I felt when DaVinci Girl asked that question, I felt that product straight away may be the go-to for them, because I know they use the Fairlight. They're talking about the Fairlight mixing desks, which are an AV desk, not an audio desk. They're an AV desk, and they can, like I was mentioning before, with the cameras and stuff, they can introduce a whole bunch of different noise problems, I guess, in that sense. Other products, where are we? So, EBTech, eh?
I think that's the one I got off of Amazon.
Yeah,
EBTech, the cheap
is that
one.
the cheap one? Yeah.
Yeah,
They do guitar pedals too, don't they, EBTech?
I think so.
Yeah. The Hum Eliminator.
That's it. Hum Eliminator.
That's right. I remember this thing.
It does work, but I got rid of the system that was causing the hum to begin with. So
it's a line level shifter. Okay. Do you guys know how these work? It's quite interesting theory.
Depends whether you're talking about the transformer style.
Well, I mean,
talking about.
Let's talk about the radial ones.
Connections in general.
Yeah, the radial ones is probably a good one. Balance is a different thing, but yeah, talk about the radial one, because I actually like that. Do you want to do it, Chris?
No. Because I'm actually ignorant of how the subtle differences. I thought everything was to do with balance connections. But...
Okay, so the theory is, right, you've got an unbalanced connection, right? And it's to do with converting the impedance signal, right? So you've got a high impedance instrument signal to converting it to a balanced low impedance like microphone level signal. So conversion, gives you that. How do I explain it? So impedance matching, right? So you would probably want to look at something like guitars as an example, right? Because they're classified as high impedance outputting. We hear terms like high Z as a connected type term. And because those signals are prone to noise and signal degradation over longer cable runs, a DI box converts the high impedance signal to a low impedance signal. And then
close to the source.
It gives you more suitable for professional audio. So then the low impedance signal is then less susceptible to capturing noise as it travels along the cable. And then you get less signal loss as well. So when you're working in a studio like this, these aren't massive long, we're talking 3-4 meters max. But when you're working on a stage, you could have like 40-50 meter cable runs. And that's when you start getting some live stage and stuff. So balancing is the key. So how it does it is it goes into a single conductor that carries the audio signal, whilst the balance signal uses 2 conductors plus a ground. That's the electrical thing. So the balance signal is less susceptible to interference and noise because of that. The other thing we mentioned before about ground loop isolation as well. The isolation on ground loop actually just occurs purely by that disconnection between the high and the low impedance, and that solves that problem, which is kind of cool. But you can also do this thing called a ground lift switch. And what it does is it breaks the ground loop in the electrical circuit. That's literally all it's doing. So, yeah. Does that make sense what I said? It kind of does, doesn't it? It sounds a bit technical, but I think the thing that musicians need to understand is high impedance, susceptible to noise. Low impedance, less susceptible to noise. And the DI boxes convert one to the other, so they convert high to low. If we start getting into how the coil works, it's
and
a bit more technical.
How mixers reject noise in general through balanced inputs.
Yeah.
That's when you start talking about op amps and
Yep.
common mode rejection and cancellation. All the good stuff.
Yeah, and then you've got, don't forget,
highly
you've got the two different, the inverted phase on the audio signal as well.
Yeah. Differential inputs.
Yeah. I always like it. I think it's, I think like if we nerd out on waveforms and, you know, it's kind of engineering what we're looking at in synthesizers anyway, then, I mean, it's not much of a stretch to understand the signal noise stuff as well. And it's quite interesting. I'll get guys messaging me and saying, like literally people I don't even know, and because I've done ground loop noise videos years ago, and some of them are probably factually incorrect too, because I did it when I didn't know so much, right? But they usually look at it, and especially with the common products that you get that have really bad ground loop noise issues, like a BeatStep Pro, for example, right? That introduces ground loop noise into your eurorack because you've powered it off of a PC via the USB connection on it. And they just need to sort of be taught about sharing the same ground plane in, main circuitries. And then when you start talking to them about it, you see their eyes glaze over.
Glaze over.
They don't understand it.
But it's a different ground. It's like, it's ground. No, it's a different ground. How can there be different grounds? Grounds is ground. Look, let me show you. It's like when you start talking about power supplies, because how power supplies do their magic, especially modern power supplies, switch mode power supplies, it's all the trickery that goes on there that you kind of realize it's kind of like a sacrificial lamb in that equation is the ground connection that we somewhat rely on within our circuits. It just doesn't play necessarily nicely.
We also freak people out when you talk about stud finders and how they act like a capacitor, and the wall is the dielectric, and there's a virtual other side of the capacitor on the other side.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Real quick fun thing about impedance in the biological world. The dolphins and beluga whales and stuff have the sound emitters in their skull that basically shoot through the medium in their head, which is like an oily substance, and they're able to not only echolocate, but in case of some dolphins, it can actually stun fish with it. It's such a powerful burst, and they have impedance matching with the fluid and the ocean. It's really clever.
Oh, cool.
So that's kind of like is that like a frequency that vibrates between their brain and the fluid in the skull? Is that what it is? It's like a vibration.
They literally have a little organ in there called the monkey's lips. Moose, is it something du singe? I forgot the term, but and it's this little kind of thing. It's almost like you're doing in there, and that's what's generating the tones.
So it's a vibration. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I remember reading something about that years ago.
Don't the Amazon dolphins have that really, really heightened because the water's so unclear? The Amazon dolphins.
They're blind. The pink river dolphins are actually blind.
Yeah.
They don't need to see because they can't see anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So imagine them with a DI.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's cool stuff, though.
There's a meme in
Nature has all these things figured out. So.
John wants to know if you're bored, Ian.
Yeah.
No.
He's thinking of your rack.
But I've got to prepare in a few minutes for.
He's busy.
I'm meeting
John.
Jane at 6. So I'm multitasking.
He'll be like,
I'm listening, but multitasking.
he'll be going, God, Jane, it was a stroll today. We was doing DI boxes, dolphins, you name it. It was just.
We should change the show topic to DI boxes and dolphins.
Dolphins, yeah, that's news to me.
Should we go, what have you been watching? Have you been out to a show that I don't know about?
Yeah, well, I've got two shows to film at 6 o'clock with Jane, and then we're going to go to something else. So I'm just preparing myself for the evening while I'm here.
Very good. Well, why don't we prepare to finish the show? I think we've answered some questions, done some stuff. We've earned a leave pass, I think. Next weekend I'm here, but the weekend after I'm going to be away, so it's impossible for me to do a show.
Okay.
But I may, if we get a chance, I may get Henrik to do it for us as a Ranzee away type affair. You guys have seen those before. If he can't do it, then it'll be a week off. So not this weekend coming, which is
I bet he'll do it because he does noise shows all the time now, so he should be.
Yeah, so it's the weekend of the 23rd. Saturday the 23rd is when I'm away. I'm actually physically impossible for me to do the show. But next weekend's fine. What am I going to say? What else is coming up? The other thing I was going to suggest is if any of you guys, and this is not these guys here on the video call, but if any of you guys watching have something that you guys want us to cover on the show, now's a good time because there's less products that we have to get through during the news segment, and we're more than happy to discuss stuff during the show. Like there's a couple of really very knowledgeable guys here, like Ian's knowledgeable in the recording industry, as well as some other parts of his careers that he's had. Chris is knowledgeable in the engineering and now eurorack industry. Daren and I, we don't know much at all, so don't ask us.
We're the numpties. So
yeah.
Don't ask us anything unless it's something.
We actually know no more than them, but they just can't be asked. Bluffing.
That's true. Yeah,
we could ask Rave. We could ask Rave.
We just look knowledgeable.
Well,
don't we?
The answer you get though, the only problem is you might be bleeping most of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Andy, you could ask him questions about horror movies and just about seriously, Andy's got just about every weird musical device that's ever been invented. So you'd ask him anything about those.
MIDI controllers are the best.
Yeah, or iPads. Ask him
iOS
about
apps.
that.
iPad apps.
Yeah.
So you've got a plethora of brains here that you guys could poke into. So do send your questions in. Don't send them now because we're about to end the show, but send them in via whatever means you can. I'm sure you guys will work out how to contact us.
We will even accept carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon, yeah, it'd be interesting.
Will we?
Hey, one time I should do a live. Have you seen my plant wave demos that I've done?
Plays carrier pigeon. There.
Yeah, you should do that, Andy. Yeah.
The plant wave, that's a galvanic response to the plants, and different species of plants and different moisture and light levels have different modulations. It's a lot of fun, actually.
Can I give you a bunch
of plants to do that?
Can I give you the wave from here, and then you can connect that into your?
It's directly connected. It has either like the body contacts or the alligator clips. You have to actually directly contact the.
Yeah, so you can just use
it. Could be
human.
It could be a plant. It could be human. No, it's not audio. It's it's the galvanic response of your skin, or like a dog's nose or a plant tissue, whatever. The guys
stick a crocodile clip to a dog's nose though.
Well, no, you have to touch the little metal pads. But the guys in Scotland, they make the fancy modules. What's that company again?
Yeah, Insturo.
Yeah. So Insturo even has a module that does a similar Scottish thing. I forgot what they call it. And it takes the same kind of. They hook it to fungi and stuff, and it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I follow a guy who's really into that stuff as well on Instagram.
It's cool.
Can't remember his name.
Yeah. They use an interpreter to convert into scales, right? So it's more musical than just random crap. Yeah. And the app for Plant Wave is cool because you can do all kinds of clever things. You can even do like 432 and 540 hertz. There's two different weird hertz. One's 432, one's like 520, I think, or something.
It hurts me to think about it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But it does sound cool when you play it. I don't care what it means. It doesn't mean anything really, but it does sound interesting. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right. Or you could plug your synths into a couple of potatoes and bananas and see what happens there. It's always been interesting.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then eat them.
Give them dubstep.
It's similar to lie detector stuff, and also biofeedback machines that psychologists use for stress relief.
Yeah.
That's the galvanic skin response. So.
Okay.
During the week, I was playing around with the Behringer / AM synths modules that I had the problem with. I don't know if you guys remember. I can show you. and I did a little stream and showed the waveforms of this. So do check that out. There's a copy of the live stream still on my channel. I go through all the different waveforms and stuff like that. One of the things I was talking about in the stream, and I didn't really get a chance to show it because I was kind of busy doing other stuff, is the actual when you actually look at the history of the 2500. There was a kind of cool thing that happened when remembering, what module was the 1004. There was different sort of letters after it. There was a 1004P and a 1004T, and all that sort of stuff. And when Behringer made this, obviously Rob was the guy that made it. They kind of made a decision about this. It was like a bit of a hybrid between a couple of the different design ideas between the modules. So I thought I'd show you just as a general sort of, are you interested? If not, that's fine. But I just thought I'd quickly show you Behringer 2500 and 1004, and I've got a couple of different photos to show you of the different modules. So cool. This is the 1004T, and you'll see in a minute, this is why I've got this here. You'll see in a minute why both of these together becomes powerful. So this is the 1004T. And you can see the 1004T has a very similar connection to this 1004 that Behringer made, where you've got the switch with the 3 positions. You got left, off, and then inverted to the right. Okay? So if you look at that, it's very similar to this. Okay? So that's kind of almost identical. Then you had the 1004P. Why is it doing that? Come here. 1004P. Just put that in twice. I don't know why. 1004P there. There's the 1004P, where you've actually got you've got mixers, right? Now, if I take that off again, that's basically what this is here. And if you look at this. This is actually says 1004P on the bottom. So by getting that module to add on to this, you've now given yourself the 2 different options with the original up. The only one that it doesn't do is the dual oscillator, which I think someone should make, and that's this one, the 1023.
Tasty.
Yeah. There you go. So, by the way I got around it, Chris, I don't know if you saw or not, is I ended up just cutting the little notch out on the thing.
Make your own. Roll your own.
Oh, it was easier. The little piece of black
easier,
plastic.
isn't it? Yeah. That's what I would have done.
That keyboard is a gaming keyboard.
Well done. You did a neat job.
It literally, it was easy. I just used just a little knife, a little
Stanley
craft knife.
Yeah.
And I did one side.
I've done it before.
And I started doing the other side, and the whole thing just went pip, and it just came out, and it
just came out. Yeah, it
broke itself perfectly.
Yes, it's like it's engineered to.
Yeah. So the cool thing about it is you can mix all your waves now.
That's the beginning of an 80s track.
How does it feel?
That's how you mix all your different waveforms. And then on top of that, you can then invert them on this side.
Yeah.
And you've got different outputs there. Anyway, so I just thought I'd show you guys that. Turn that off as an example of something cool that you can do in Eurorack land. And it does have a little nod to the history of the ARP 2500.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I've got that module, and I got it because I just like the idea of it, but I am now kind of knowing a little bit more about the history of it. I didn't realise that it was kind of virtually already intended that way. Or something like that. Yeah. So
I mean, if I had a bit more money, I'd be buying just about every single thing that Rob's done for the 2500 stuff because
if you could get it.
Yeah, if you can get it. But I feel like he'd make an effort for us. I just think they're really cool. And we forgive him.
So are all the original 2500 modules out now, or are they still making them? The officially released ones, of the originals.
What do you mean? You're in eurorack format?
The ones that actually were, in eurorack that were actually
not everyone. No,
not the prototypes and stuff, but the actual normal ones.
No, not every single one. So I just showed you one before, the 1023. You can't get that yet.
Yeah.
There is another person that does that, by the way, the 1023, but it's not available in eurorack format. So there's these things going on still. And what Rob's doing now with AM Synths is he's making the
lost modules.
Lost modules now.
Yeah, the modules they never.
We covered it about a year or two ago now. Yeah. So if you can get yourself a copy of, if you've got the 2500 stuff from Bering, get yourself the lost modules from him. The two that I've got, I've only just got two. I've got the keyboard tracker thing for the resonating filter, which is really worth getting. It's awesome. But yeah, get more if you can. I mean, Wagoo's probably bought more modules from that guy than anyone known to mankind. He's been telling people in chat.
Same with the Buchla tip-top stuff. There's more of those coming out. There'll probably be years of that stuff coming out. So,
well, I think it's smart what they're doing tip-top.
Yeah.
And it's good that they did it the right way. They got approval.
Yeah. Although Mark Verbos, I think, got approval for his early versions of stuff, but they do look different.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And on that note, I think quite a positive show, guys. And enjoy the rest of your weekends. See you later, everyone. Enjoy synth recording and unbalanced cables.
Or balanced cables, if you prefer.
Good stuff. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Toodaloo.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.